Hey, 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 welcome makers to another Saturday afternoon maker hangout. My name is Jerry. I'm with 3D HP here in Las Vegas. And each and every Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, I go live. I've been doing it for, I don't know, a year or two now. And I'm live on Twitch and YouTube today. And I invite makers in from around the world, and we discuss 3D printing, resin printing, laser engraving, CNC, painting, cookies, just about everything. With a little bit of anything and everything. We stream anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. You're welcome to drop in. We love comments and chat. And if you'd like to subscribe on either platform, that'd be really awesome. We take donations. You know, if you any way you want to help, that'd be helpful. And if you can't afford it, just being in chat, being yourself, and hanging out with us is muchly appreciated. And let me bring in some people we have in the back room, and we'll be getting more people as we go. People come and go on these live streams each and every week. So let's get going. And thank you very much for watching. Like I say, we're live on YouTube and Twitch today. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm pretty good. How are you, everybody?
All right.
Good, good.
Hello, Liam. How are you?
Can't hear you. Muted the way we like it.
Someone making cookies?
Yeah. Always something. Let's see what we got in chat. Hello, non-fam. Hey, DeWitt. What's going on? Sebastian, hello, hello. Tim, post my Tim. What's going on, Tim?
Just here for
anyway, welcome everybody. We got a total of 11 people currently watching. We got 7 on Twitch and 4 on YouTube. So thank you, everybody. I'm glad you could make it today. And yeah, what's new with everybody? What's going on?
It's a downtime today. Today is downtime for me, finally.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some more people popping in, and we've got two amazing makers in the community, and they're both from Canada.
Oh no.
Hey.
Oh nay.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Tim,
Pretty
you
good.
left him in your house?
Intruder
yeah, I
alert.
know.
Intruder alert.
Tim and Richard, good to see you guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Good.
Richard.
What
I'm
is
getting older and grayer, and I'm not getting any better looking.
So,
is going? What's that little
Join
screen
the club.
We were just working on. Richard's helped me out with my audio and video and my whole new setup. So
Nice.
very nice.
it's snowing here. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
We make you full screen. We can see it better.
The
It's
sun is shining here.
asbestos, right?
There we go.
There we go.
Is it asbestos snowing?
It's festive snowing.
It's
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Not not asbestos. No.
All right.
Very nice.
So,
Oh,
There you go.
cool, guys.
there we go. Yeah,
It's nice having other makers living nearby, right?
it is.
We're
That's
actually
cool.
only 10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
We
yeah.
live 10 minutes away from each other. So
Yeah, the nearest maker I know that lives near me is about 40 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Stream.
Yeah. I know another maker, but he doesn't come really, or he's not a streamer. He's more of a TikToker.
Go across the street.
Yeah. No.
Hey, non-fam.
Yeah. So you're asking, Jerry, it's my downtime. Today is my downtime. I haven't had downtime in 6 months, so today is my downtime.
Yeah, I see you showed this picture online. Is that all you, or is that from different makers? They sent it to you.
2/3 of it is mine.
Wow.
Wow. That's a
Uh,
lot of toys.
Yeah, it's 3,170. Let me verify the number. I wrote it down because it's 3,173 toys.
Wow.
Oh,
Very nice.
Marco. Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, I had a mind block.
Yeah, so
Marco. Yeah.
all
Marco.
3D printed, and they're already in the back of my truck right now. I just loaded up a while ago. Let me show you.
Where do you send them to, Liam?
There's a depot in Southfield that I'll be driving down to Monday. So if you put me full screen,
okay.
Jerry, that's them in the back of my truck.
Okay, so, and then
cow.
the depot distributes them out to wherever
Yeah,
they gotta go.
they're Toys for Tots, and
They're
I
sitting
bring
right
them to
now
them,
in your
they
truck?
sort them, and then they disseminate them out to the kids as kits. They make up kits, and then that's what the kids get for Christmas.
That's
Cool. Very cool.
So,
That's sitting right now in your truck.
Yep.
So I can go over there and nick your truck.
By the
Get
time
all
you
the
get on
toys
the flight,
myself.
fly here, find where
Yeah.
I live, they'll be long gone.
Good
I
luck,
know where
Matt.
you live. You live in America. America's
Yeah.
only like this big on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
Richard,
act-
can I ask
you'll
you about
accidentally
the
end
first layer?
what's
Richard,
that?
can I ask you about the first layer?
Yes.
You were going hot and heavy, and things were great, and then they kind of just slumped down, and I'm not sure what you're doing anymore.
Well, the first layer is back.
Yes, sir, Joe.
I did a live stream last week, and I did a live stream the week prior to that, just kind of explaining what was going on. It's been a really, really rough year, to be honest with you. And it kind of set me back a lot. But now, then we ran into some hardware issues, and now that's all cleared up. I work for a company here in Canada, but not in the same province in which I live. So I'm producing content for them as well, and taking questions and answering stuff about their products, as well as I'm trying to create my own content. So I want to end the year on a high note. So I'm doing live streams till the end of the year, and then we're going to get back to our regular schedule in January.
So that's you and Brian also?
No, just myself. Brian has moved on.
Okay.
Love Brian to death, don't get me wrong, but he's moved on to other things. And I won't get into what's going on in his life because that's a whole other issue.
No worries.
But he is doing his own thing. He got a new job early part of 2020 22. So he's been really busy with that as well. He's going in and out of town, doing the stuff that he does computer-wise. Or server-wise. And myself, I just redid my studio. If anybody has seen any of my live streams recently, you'll notice there's a real different look to it, and new hardware. And I'm teaching Tim how to use his new hardware because he bought very similar hardware to what I have.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm no longer streaming into the PC like I was before. I'm actually using a hardware switcher now. Because all my cameras are HDMI and I can just pump them in. And Tim is doing the same thing and showing him how to set it all up so that he can use his Stream Deck to maneuver everything and doesn't have to use the hardware switcher.
You have another task you have ahead when it comes to dealing with Tim.
Liam,
as a switcher. You have to teach him how to do streams without bumping his head, cutting himself, dropping stuff on the floor.
Oh, you mean his accident proneness?
And it's no longer called accident proneness. It's now called a feature on his channel.
Oh, there we go. Well, hey, it gets me. My subscriber count climbs more each time I do something like that. So if I have a stream where nothing happens, there's no subscriber count that week. Go figure.
Yeah, but the problem is, where will you stop?
Yeah, maybe if I lose a limb, I can get up to 10,000 subscribers. But I don't know. I'm only willing to sacrifice so much.
Well, one of the features that I guess I can announce it here.
Yeah.
Tim already knows what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to announce it here. So you're getting an exclusive, Jerry.
There you go.
Ask for help as of not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we'll now be able to accept telephone calls live during the show.
Nice.
Yeah. I have a 1-800 number already set up to use. I just am waiting on a cable to make it all work.
You should have done a 900 number because this way you charge $9.99 a minute.
I can't do that. It's Canada. And I'm not that sexy.
Hi, is your printer broken? If so, please dial 1.
With live
Press
calls,
1, yeah.
hopefully you can somehow screen the person calling in.
Yeah, I can do that to some degree. It's called a fader. So I can bring their fader down and just listen to the call prior to me going on, fading them up and asking them questions. So I can find out who they are prior to actually going online. But other than that, yeah, I'll be bringing in callers a week from this Sunday. So
Very cool.
I'll be posting the number this Sunday. It will only work during the live stream. After that, you can call it all you want. Nobody will answer it.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's another dimension. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now that it's just me, I think it's going to add that extra layer to call for help. Because that seems to be a really popular live stream. Like, people seem to really like that live stream. And now that I'm getting back into it, people are coming back to watch it. And I've noticed the numbers going up each time I've done a live stream. So, yeah. And then it's back to producing regular content. I've got some things I want to show off. Some new filaments I want to show off in the new year. Some new products that Tim gave me that you guys may have seen quickly last week, and I've been playing with them. I'm not overly impressed with them, but I'll give you my overall stuff, or my overall opinion on them. They're worth your money, as I always do. And then maybe we'll get into some more printers in the new year as well. So
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, you need to get a Bamboo Labs, both of you.
Yeah, I know. I want one.
No, I don't know about that.
It prints multiple colors, so.
If you get the add-on, it does. Yes.
The AMS, yeah, only with the AMS.
The AMS.
Because if you don't get the AMS and you want to add it later on, it's about $400 to add later on.
Oh, $4.99 Canadian.
Yeah, $500 then, yeah, to add the AMS, yeah.
I can do some nice lithotrains with that, probably.
Welcome.
Says it's Tim and Alter Tim.
Alter Tim. I know somebody already did the lithophane on it.
Yes.
On the bamboo with color. But they actually printed it flat. They didn't print it vertically. So the resolution of it was great picture. Don't get me wrong, it was wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Stephen Lightspeed popping in, King of the Bamboos. Hey, Stephen.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
King
Hey,
of the
Steven.
Bamboos. I've called him many other names, but never that
oh
one.
man, 2 of them, 2 or 3
We
there.
have 2 there.
You've been bamboozled.
There's 2, and there's 2 more coming.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness.
Oh, Christmas.
You sending me one?
Maybe. They are so as you guys never saw it, but on my I had a bunch of Prussias along this wall right here. I had at one time I had 4 of them, but most recently I had 3 of them. But the minute I got the first bamboo, I had it for 24 hours, and I put all my Prussias online and sold them all while they still had value, because they're still worth about 600 to, I think I got 800 for one of them. And I felt very blessed to get that much for them. And then I just went and got more bamboos. So yeah, they're awesome, guys. They really are the best printer I've seen in a really long time.
Do you have the AMS on any of them?
They're dope. I do. 2 of them will have AMS, 2 of them won't. This one is the X1 Carbon. This is the $9.99 version, and then the one over there is the one with the AMS on it. And you know, the multicolor thing is like I've had Prussia's MMU2. I've had a what is that thing called, the palette?
Palette. Yeah.
And all of them did the same thing, right? You have them for a while, you pull your hair out, you finally figure out how to use them, and then you stop using them, right? And this thing does MMU. It's like I told people on TikTok, this is like 3D printing for idiots. Like, honestly, it is as simple as putting in the filament. Yeah, exactly. But it's like 3D printing for dummies and MMU for dummies. You put the filament in, you shoot the print over, and it is the nicest prints I've ever seen come out of a 3D printer. I am not joking.
The MMU units seem like they break down all the time, and people are having trouble with them constantly.
Well, that's when people are doing things with them you're not supposed to, right? Like, you're not supposed to use cardboard spools, because the way that it retracts, it uses roller. It does 2 things. It has a little plastic thing that pulls the filament in, and that is a little motor. But when it unwinds it, the way it does it is the rollers have like rubber wheels on them, and for some reason on cardboard it spins out, like it doesn't get traction, and it causes all kinds of problems. Like, I had one jump out of the AMF, like onto the floor. Like, it literally, like, it tried to take its own life. It jumped out and went right onto the floor. And that happens because it starts bucking like a Bronco, and then it jumped out. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, look, this is the first thing I created. This is, you know, they tell you to make these tools, but I designed my own. I mean, that's all MMU too, I guess, but face down. But just awesome, man. Like, it really is awesome. You know, fast, reliable. You know, it does its flow compensation every single time. I mean, they got some things they could have done better, like the poop chute. I don't know if you guys have heard of them talk about the poop chute.
Yeah.
Let me show you what one large MMU print looks like in the poop chute. Hold on.
I'm curious because, you know, when it comes to MMU, I'm not a big fan of MMU because of the overall waste. But
yeah,
what does it do for this one? Okay.
Yes, you see, that's why
you print.
Yeah. See, here's the problem.
So this is let me show you the print.
Yeah, that's
so if you guys don't know, I started a Patreon. And most of it is around, I'm designing Pokeballs for people, right, in Fusion. And I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I designed Pokeballs that open, right? So, like, this is a ring box. But this printed, instead, normally it would print in pieces. This printed is one piece. So
that's the waste from that.
You get 4 more Pokeballs out of it.
That's a lot of waste for one print.
Damn.
And that's my problem.
When I looked into it, the reason there's so much purge is because anytime, so the Bamboo Studio knows when you have a white and a red color or a white and a black color, and the purge going from black to white or red to white or a dark color to white, it's crazy amount. Like, I mean, some of these things are like, I mean, that's one purge, you know. Well, so you can reduce it.
Stephen, if you're doing 10 of them on a bed, then you waste less.
That's right. The waste is the same. Yeah.
It only becomes you waste less the more you do because it purges, does all of them
Right.
the same color, then purges to change color, and then
Right.
all of them the same color again. And that is
Well, and the other thing too is this has no infill, right? But if you do if you did like a big bust or something, that purge cuts down to like a quarter of that because you can purge into the infill, right? And
That's what I
so
was gonna ask. Yeah.
yeah, and there's a lot less color changes essentially, but
You can weigh all that up on a kitchen scale and kind of figure out exactly how much filament that is. It looks like a lot, but
actually Bamboo Studio tells you exactly. They call it the flushing amount. They tell you exactly how much you flush. And then there's also a purge tower. Also, I should mention the other reason this is so much is because I turned off the purge tower because I thought, why do I need to purge out the back and do the purge tower? But when you turn the purge block off, it purges more out the back. Because
you can just print it after it'll do 3 or 4 passes on the purge tower and then move over. So it actually wastes.
But MMU in general, like Rich said, is a gimmick, right? I mean, the reason I don't have an MMU on all these is because I don't ever find myself where I really want to use it, you know. So I want it for production prints because I'll show you what I'm printing right now, and I have to print 1,000 of these in a week.
Now this is where, but a palette. You don't have that wastage because it cuts and splices the filament in, and it knows exactly when it needs to get there.
But you still have a purge tower in a pallet.
So every one of these is $1. Okay, so the Bamboo can do 12 pieces in 38 minutes. Okay,
Wow.
And so every 38 minutes I got to get up and clear the plate, and every time I do that, it's $12, right? I have to do 1,000 of these by next Saturday. They have to be shipped by next Saturday. This is an order for a computer company. You guys may have heard of them. This company?
Right.
In Novato. Have you guys heard of these guys or no?
Yep. I think I have.
I think so, maybe.
So it's like a Raspberry Pi alternative, but the downside is everybody's having heating problems with them. So we designed a 4010 mount fan and a stand, so it can blow air through it. But anyways, so he ordered 1,000 of these things, and I don't think I could do that without the Bamboos. Honestly, it just cranks out the parts, and there's such amazing quality of the parts, and the holes are perfect, and I mean it's awesome, man. It really is cool. So.
That's great. Now, are you looking at any of the P1Ps? If you don't need the enclosure, are those PLA?
Yeah, and I have a P1P on order.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the P1P honestly, because I look at it and I think it's losing a lot of the stuff that makes it great, like the side cooling fan, the good camera. Like the best part about this whole Bamboo thing, honestly, the thing I love the most about it is I don't have to babysit it, so I can hit play on the printer or on the printer for like these parts, and no matter where I'm at. It can tell me, I can text my wife, hey, go clear the plate and reset it. She'll come in here, reset all the plates, reset it, and then I'll just remotely from the phone restart the prints again.
Yeah, you can add the camera and the fan to the P1P, but you don't have the nice fancy touch screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, no, you can't put the higher resolution camera on there either. So
no, just the lower res one.
P1P is a lower resolution, not as wide as an angle, not as good a quality. And you can't, I don't believe you could fit the large touchscreen on this either. The board is not the same.
No, you can't do that. I know you can't do the touch screen. I think you might be able to do the better camera.
No,
I'm not sure. I think the boards are the same.
Nope, they said you can't.
And you can put the fan in.
I don't know how they would know.
You can add the cooling fan.
Well, it depends. If you can afford to buy the whole kit and caboodle, do it. And if you're limited on a budget, then buy the P1P. So
for me, the 690. So the $699, right? You got $699 for the P1P. The one that you see without the AMS, that is $999. Okay, for me, it's like $300. I mean, you know, it's a no brainer, right? They have glass doors, really high quality glass doors. The tops are glass. You got hardened steel nozzles. You got the side cooling fan. You got the touch screen. You got the best of everything. I mean, I've been telling people like, look, if you can't afford it, right, maybe just wait till you can. And to be honest, I can't afford it. The minute I had that bamboo, I immediately got this urge in my body of like, the first thing was like, I got to get rid of these fucking Prusas like right now because they're going to become irrelevant. I think the MK3 by and large, the value of them is going to go down. In my opinion, the Prusas are like a great printer, and I love Prusas, but they're like the iPhone of 3D printers, right? The best time to sell an iPhone is right after the new one comes out, right? And so I just looked at the Prusas. I'm like, these things are just going to keep going down and down because why would somebody buy a used printer? Mine had 1,038 days of print time on it. 1,038 days, one of them. Why would you buy that when you could buy the Bamboo Lab? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? So,
well, there's
if you got the money,
there's a lot of advantage.
Sorry.
The bamboo would be a great if you're new to 3D printing but want to go do a lot, it'll be great, but it's not affordable for most people, right? Because it's beyond that their price range in most cases. The P1T brings it closer to the price range, but you lose functionalities like the LiDAR that optimizes your print quality as part of the lower price. So,
we got a question here from Phoenix Call.
Who's
That's
my
Richard
guest?
Cleveland from the First Layer. He's an awesome live streamer. He's been around for like 5-6 years now. He streams. He has a YouTube channel. He's got a Facebook group, and he's over at Tim's house hanging out. That's who he is, Phoenix Call.
I've been over here helping him with his audio and video, and he's got some of my old gear that I don't use anymore for audio, and he got himself a new piece of gear for video, and we're just setting it all up.
Yeah, no more audio lag in my live streams. It's always going to be in sync.
What?
Yep. What? Yeah, the good one, Matt. You almost got me.
I met Richard online like 5.5 years ago. He was on Sanix's website when he first started his channel. It took me a few years, but I was finally a guest on his channel, and that was the first time I ever live streamed. I was real nervous doing it, and I used to kind of get butterflies in my stomach every time I went live. It's like everything's ready to go. The cameras, I'm nervous. I'm kind of wound up like I'm getting stopped by Metro, the cops or something, and it took a little time, but then I got over it, and it's no big deal now, and I've done it for so long. But yeah, Richard's been around for a long time, and he has a great channel, and he's getting back into it, and that's really good to see him online.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Thanks. I appreciate that. And, the community has been very supportive of the time that I took off, and I can't thank them enough for that. And you'll hear me say that almost every week. But yeah, I got to tell you that Tim's kind of been that prodding stick as well. I think he's been inventing problems for me to come over and fix, so that I will find that spark in myself again to get back on the horse and start producing content and answering questions about 3D printing like we're doing every week. For the longest time, and now that I'll be going solo completely, doesn't mean I'm not going to have guest hosts from time to time that'll come in and sit with me, like this guy or Jerry or
I'm
anybody.
sorry. Let me know what day you're streaming with them. I will not be watching.
Well, I'm going to be streaming alone tomorrow, but
Oh yeah, I'll be watching. Don't worry.
Jerry, post a link to his channel.
With everything that went on in 2022 in my personal life, it was a real struggle. But I need to get back on the horse, and part of doing the live streams going into the end of the year, like I said at the top of the show, that it's just giving me that motivation to keep going. So,
hey Kenda, how are you?
hello, Kenda.
Yeah.
Kenda's another Twitch streamer. But yeah, it's cool. It's good to see you getting back into it.
Here's a link
I'm
to
sorry you got lumbered with Tim of all times to get back into it.
Everybody, please go subscribe to Richard with the First Layer. Here's his link right here. Subscriptions are free on YouTube. Please go
I
check it
appreciate that. Thank you. We just hit 33,000 subscribers not too long ago, so we're getting up there.
Nice.
I'm still stuck at
That's
like
not bad for-
3,700. I've never found the magic bullet to make my videos take off, and I've got like 300 videos on YouTube. I'm like, I don't know. So
You gotta show some skin, Jerry.
We've got the one, the only, the super king himself. We've got the real Sam Prentice.
Hey, Sam.
How you doing?
Yes.
Hey, hey.
How's it going?
Hold on, I got to change my name. Hold on.
Oh no.
Richard
Wait,
Cleveland.
the only difference is I didn't have to
Good.
beg for mine. Just saying.
Oh, I didn't beg for mine, man. I didn't beg
Sam,
for mine.
Richard, Sam. You're love and
We
blue.
know each other. We know each
Okay,
other. I
good.
sent you a message
Good.
a little while ago, and you blanked me. That was an interesting day, but never mind. It's all good fun.
No, I didn't mean to. If I did, I didn't mean to.
But it's good. It's all good, man. It's all good. I didn't
Yeah.
beg for my bamboo, dude. Come
You're
on.
muted, Liam. I can't even know him.
It's quite a lot.
I don't know how you got your bamboo. All I know is what Edutech told me. That's all. I'm just,
Tell you what,
I'm just
what I
kidding.
will
I don't
say-
know nothing.
What I will say to you though is, it
I
didn't
begged. Hey, you know what? I begged for one.
It didn't. You know what was quite weird about it though, Stephen, is that it didn't come through a natural source at all. You would have thought the people that
Yeah.
we know and stuff might just be like, hey, this guy. None of that at all. It was just a weird thing. And in fact, the guys on here know that I had a meeting on the Sunday and I completely missed the meeting. I was looking out. I said this to you guys, didn't I? I was looking out on my lawn, going, yeah, the lawn needs to be cut, really, doesn't it? At the time that I was supposed to be doing bamboo, and I completely loused up the whole thing.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, like the worst possible thing. And then I was flying to Germany to Formnext on Tuesday, and we managed to get this meeting done. And it was on the Monday, and it was really rushed, and just bloody bizarre. But yeah, we got one. It's
They did some weird things though. When they first started. I mean, listen, I'm not above begging. I asked them for a machine too. In the very beginning, when I saw Edutech, I think was the first one I saw with it, and but I thought, man, they picked some weird people to, like for the first machines. I mean, there was people with no following that got machines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what though, right? In that meeting, and I'll be completely honest with you. I was like, so what do you want? Because ultimately these guys there's an ROI on everything, right? Because they are in the business of doing 3D printers, and I'm in the business of promoting them and do whatever needs to be done. So that's kind of what you get when you get a 3D printer or you get given a review printer. They're going to want some sort of ROI. So I said, okay, so what do you want? And they were like, nothing. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, we just want you to use it. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And they were like, literally, no word of a lie. We just want you to use it. And if you want to talk about it, great. If you think it's trash, then tell people it's trash. Just do whatever you want to do. You do you. Because they're that confident.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And that's kind of weird, right? Because I was just thinking, okay, yeah, sweet. All right, fair enough. And I actually bought another one.
They're doing something very similar with the J1 IDEX printer. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. Yes, indeed.
That's a nice machine. It looks like a nice IDEX machine. And they're doing something similar to that as well with that. Whereas they're so confident with it that when they're giving it to people, they're kind of like they are picking larger channels, but they're kind of saying, you just do what you do. We're not asking anything specific from you. Just go do what you do because we're confident our machine.
Liam, if you look at Jim's channel right now, you'll notice that actually the print quality isn't coming out quite as nicely as maybe
he thinks he's got a loose belt in one of his axes.
I wouldn't be surprised. That thing shakes around like crazy. Again, I saw it at Formnext. I met the guys from Snapmaker. I already had one coming out. I think it's coming out December, January. So I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, like you say, there's a peculiar with bamboo though. Especially with that, it was kind of I think they knew somebody. I think the key person that got involved with it were like, yeah, send them to this person, this person, this person, this person. And they kind of made the waves on that because they're a new company and they don't know anybody. So, that was kind of the thing. And then after that point,
no, you're definitely right. I know that they had one person advising them basically who to and who not to, right? So. Yeah,
I think so. And again, mine just came from the weirdest, ultimately the weirdest possible situation. And then that person went away for like 5 weeks, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna have to buy one because I'm getting ridiculed online here for this. And then it came back, and I was like, okay. And then I messed it up, and then all of a sudden the box was here. So I'm having a really good time photoshopping stuff into pictures of me with a bamboo box at the moment, and
But they're good though, right? I mean, like I said, I don't know.
1 second, hold on. We've got Jamie popping in. Homemade Jam 3D. She's been out sick for like 3 or 4 weeks, and now she's back.
Hope it's not from that chocolate, I know.
Hi. I did get my chocolate and I loved it.
I thought you were eaten by your pet pandas.
Oh,
Those are raccoons.
Trash pandas.
Trash pandas.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
But hey, Sam, I was telling when I spent one day with this printer before you came on, and I had all these Prussias, right? And I love Prusa. I'm a huge Prusa fanboy. But one day with that printer, and I thought I got to get rid of these Prussias like right now, like for production parts, right? Because that's all I do with these is tons and tons of production parts. And I'm like, I got to get rid of these Prussias while I can still make money off of them and I sold them for $600 or $800 because I'm thinking if you have $700, why would you buy a used Prusa online, right? Like you don't get the customer service and all that stuff, right? So I don't know. To me, it was like an aha moment.
You don't get the customer service. I ask for stuff and they give it to me now. Just saying.
Yeah, that's good.
No, I'm joking,
well, that's good.
What I will say though is what
hey, you know what though? You know what? Why we're flexing? Joe Prusa texted me on the regular. You want to see? I'll show you. Oh yeah. I don't know why, to be honest. It started from Murph. I loaned him $2 to get a soda, and we started talking for 3 hours. And now we're just sitting here texting each other. Who knew?
So his next message to you will be, come back to Prusa.
But he hasn't sent me shit. He hasn't sent me nothing. I
don't send anybody.
I asked him. I said, "Hey,
well, I've got 2 Prusas.
You know what? I'm very careful not to ask him for.
I'm going to sell one of them and then buy the P1P. That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the problem is with the bamboo is that it's so bespoke to what it does. And I like to do things like, I just want to knock it down by 0.1 or 0.5.
Yeah.
And you can't do that, right? So it's kind of like all of a sudden I'm like, well, is it as good as I want it to be? Or is it so different ultimately that I'm kind of like, I nearly sold both of them. And then I was like, I'm going to keep hold of them because I think for the stuff that I do with the robotics and PETG, I couldn't get PETG to work on this bamboo for love nor money. And I spoke to the contact of bamboo and I was like, dude, is there a profile for this? Because something is not right. Either the filament's wet.
Well, the bed plate sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then,
ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nick from Blvd. Hey, Nick, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Nick?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good. Good to see you.
Hey, Sam, did you get the textured bed sheet for yours yet or no?
Did I get what? Sorry.
Did you get a textured bed plate for it or no?
Yeah, that turned up today.
Because the number one problem with the bamboo when it came was that they're cool and engineering bed sheet, whatever that thing is. I threw it in the garbage. It sucks because you have to have glue stick to make it work. I mean, who thought that was a good idea?
The number one thing I didn't do was read the instructions before I started printing on it, and I wrecked 2 of those beds.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Again, I've been following you on TikTok, and thanks for the flex as well, because I noticed that after Tripod tagged me. But I saw you threw your glue stick away, and I use 3D lac, and that works. It's just hairspray basically, but that works equally as well as anything else.
Yeah,
I like
nanopolymer. Yeah, that's what I use too.
Nanopolymer is rock solid.
The reason I like the nanopolymer, just to be completely honest, is because I have an affiliate account for it. So
and
it works.
The reason why I like nanopolymer is there is zero cleanup.
The same reason I like Slice Engineering. No,
yeah, well, we know you're slightly biased there, but with nanopolymer though, there's no cleanup.
And if you want me to like your products, give me an affiliate account. I'm just kidding.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll like anything.
There's no cleanup after nanopolymer because when the parts release, they're done. They're finished. There's no need. Like with glue stick, you have to clean.
The nanopolymer works really good.
Yeah.
Let's pull up Jamie. Let's see what she's been up to. She hasn't been around in a while. Jamie, what's new with you? What's going on?
No, seriously, I was sick for a while, and then after you're sick, it takes a minute to get back into things. And it was like right after I had gotten the GK2, so I did the how to use it video, and then I was going to put out another video on all the things, how it can print huge things really amazingly well. And then I got sick, so I'm still playing catch up. But yeah, I'm still in love with that printer.
The GK2.
What printer? What printer is it, Jamie?
The GK2.
Uniformation GK2. It's an 8K.
What is that?
10.1 inch, 10.1 or 10.2 inch screen.
Oh, a resin printer. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Resin printer. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the resin queen.
I had another
Yeah.
fail with mine yesterday, and I contacted them. I got
Are you married to
51%.
Akuma?
Sounds toxic.
It got 51% done. I was doing a model by Sanic Sub-Zero, and using a GK2, I sliced it in the beta cheetah box slicer they wanted me to use. I'm resin lapsing it. I'm filming it, and it froze up at 51%, like happened on another print about a week and a half ago. Really ticked me off. So I filmed the whole thing this time, cussing while I'm doing it. I uploaded it to them in a Dropbox file, and they looked at it, and they were kind of unsure. And Matt Farmer mentioned on a post on their group, he said, well, maybe it's your USB stick. Well, I doubt it, because when I slice a model, I put on a USB stick, I stick it in GK2. It doesn't print from it like most printers do. It copies it onto their internal memory.
Yeah.
Right, it's got RAM.
So that didn't make any sense to me, but that's my next step will be to try that. But I'm sick and tired. I've been resin printing for about 5 years now. I've done hundreds and hundreds of resin prints. I've only had 2 times the printer is locked up, and it's been on this one last week and yesterday. That's never happened before.
Jerry, you can actually on the GK1 and GK2, you can upload a file to it over FTP if you wanted to, rather than using the USB stick at all. But what it does is it actually copies the file locally, because the GK1 and GK2 are both Android based firmware. They're not using any of their Marlins or anything like that. It's actually Android.
If you've got a bad slice, Jerry, it's going to copy a bad slice.
Yeah. Well, it sliced fine, but I couldn't put it in Cheetah Box Pro. I had to use their beta version, and not sure what happened. So I resliced the model in Cheetah Box Pro, put it on the Anycubic, printed fine. That's what I have here.
Jerry, we're going to take off.
All right.
Hey,
Tim and Richard
Hi,
from
Tim.
the first layer. Really nice seeing both you guys.
Okay, good to see you guys.
I will be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So
Nice.
Awesome.
We'll be there.
Check you out. And everybody, please go to the first layer over on YouTube. Subscribe to Richard. He's been around for a long time. Great man, great content. And thank you very much for joining in. I appreciate it.
thanks,
Good to
guys.
see you back,
I really
dude.
appreciate the welcome back.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
But
Yeah, actually,
I am
Sebastian, it's
absolutely
great.
in love with the printer. It's,
Yeah.
if
I
you
had the
want to print
GK1.
something big on 8K,
Yeah.
it's everything is just like phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have the 4K GK1, and I love that printer. As a resin printer, that's my go-to.
These are what I've decided to do. If I'm going to showcase a printer, I want to also showcase a sculptor. So all of these are from Callum Andrews. They're just, I hollowed his eye, or I made holes in his eyes because I'm going to put LEDs in it. But his models are so cool.
Yeah.
And then this big, huge one that I don't even know if I can.
Don't drop it.
I'm still like on the fence about what.
Wow, that's
what I'm gonna
really cool.
do with paint on her. But like every single thing.
Is she single?
Maybe.
Damn, you married.
Well.
But
Oh.
I've not had a single failed print. Everything that I can slice it with Choo Box or their slicer. I prefer their slicer because it's based on Prusa slicer, and I've always used that for supporting anyway. So yeah, Jerry did her too. I like how you painted her. I'm thinking I want to go white though. Like
I still got to clear coat it, and I haven't clear coated her yet. Now I got to cut this arm down. This arm sticks out too far.
Yeah.
How about black with gold highlights on the patterns?
I'm thinking of doing white and blue, but like I cut that arm down a lot. I probably did I glue that? No, I don't think I glued it.
No, you wouldn't be able to move it then.
I've got double stick tape in there. But yeah, you can see how much I cut it down. I don't know why.
Why he did that? The arm is like 1.5 inches long. I mean, the post on it.
But everything he does is amazing. And I thought, okay, Callan has great models, so I'm going to do it on a great printer. And I mean, 11 resin printers, and I use the GK1 and GK2 most of all of them.
Now, I don't have the GK2, but the GK1 is my go-to resin.
Yeah.
I love the
They
printer.
just don't fail.
Yeah, well, I've had one failure on them, but that's about it. But I love the printer. The GK1 is noisy. The GK2 they fixed the noise. They fixed that. It was really noisy motion on the GK1. On the GK2 they remedied all that.
and the heater,
And they've added a heat. Well,
phenomenal. I
the
love
heating
that
is if
because
you're
it's
in a
cold
cool
here.
room, yeah. But like some people say, oh, I can put it out in the garage in the winter. No, you can't. It can't heat that much, but it can heat a little bit. So it's good enough if you're in a cool room to actually keep your resin at the proper room temperature.
76.6 degrees.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's all about temperature when it comes to dealing printer because resin turns gloopy when it gets cold.
I will say, oh yeah, I know. I tried to print on my Mono X last night,
Well,
and
thank you, Dustin.
our house about 68,
Resubscribing.
and it failed.
Yeah, it gets gloopy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I will say that I only use uniformation resin in it because I'm a brand ambassador. They send me what I want, so I mean, obviously I'm going to use their resin.
The resin is good. It's a bit of a strong on the odor side, but it's a decent resin.
I don't smell anything in the GK2. I guess it's that filter.
Yeah, they have a proper HEPA filter now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a
charcoal filter in the back of it, and I've got a Winix air purifier I keep on the floor. It's turned on all the time when I'm resin.
Yeah, the GK1 had none of that. So, but they're both good machines. They're one is slightly bigger on the screen, and it's a much quieter operation now than the original one I had. So.
And no leveling.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you don't need to level it out of the back.
Either printer. I've not touched the level since I unboxed it. I didn't do anything.
Thank you.
Who's in the sarcophagus?
What?
That's his laser.
I know it looks like a
Yeah,
sarcophagus.
it's a CO2 laser.
Wow.
No, it's different though. Most CO2 lasers are in enclosures. This is a top, and underneath you have to raise and lower a platform to put big objects underneath to engrave them. So it's not like your normal standard laser engraver where it's an enclosure, and the bed moves up and down. This one is fixed, and you have a platform underneath that you raise and lower to put really big objects in there to raise them up to engrave and then drop it down and take them out again.
Yeah, Nick just hit 100,000 subscribers a few weeks ago on his YouTube channel. He's got an awesome channel, really funny guy. Can you hear us talking, Nick?
Apparently so.
Okay.
I can hear you. I'm just setting something on the laser.
All right. So what have you been up to, buddy? What's going on?
I just got back from Tennessee. I went up there to do a guest spot on Motorhead Garage for AP Laser.
Nice.
So I went up there and hosted for a little bit, and then came home and had just a ton of Etsy orders that I couldn't fulfill while I was up there. So yesterday I spent like cutting keychains and sending stuff out and all that good stuff.
Very cool.
So now we're seeing if we can engrave wine bottles.
On a rotary? Yeah.
So I bought a glass cutter, and I've been cutting the tops off these. And then, so I have some matte ones and some shiny ones. And I want to see, I know I can engrave them, but I'm kind of curious what it's going to look like. And I'm also curious like how deep I can get an engrave before one shatters.
Wow.
You're going to spray them with black, right?
I'm going to what?
You're going to spray them with tempera paint or something on the outside, right?
No, I'm doing it on CO2. CO2 will engrave glass with no...
Yeah. Well, you actually get it deeper, though, if you go black, because it absorbs more energy.
Oh, really?
Yes. Try it without, but you will find... But you don't want to go too deep, because you'll weaken the glass, because it's basically... When the CO2 is cutting on glass, it creates micro fractures in the glass, and it will weaken the glass. So you want to be careful about how deep you go.
Yeah, I got these wine bottles from a company called Manos Wine, and they engrave all their bottles. What they do is they sandblast them. They have like a kind of a sandblasting system where they put a template on and they do it. But it's crazy because they hand paint them. But that sandblasting is deep into that bottle. Now the bottles are like, you can tell the bottles are significantly thicker than like a regular wine bottle. But I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be that deep engraved. I mean, you can see texture on it. So I just kind of was curious, like probably not to drink out of or anything like that, but how deep I could get it engraved with a laser.
I was doing a tumbler last night on the rotary, and it's a Christmas present, and the canister I was using cost like $12 on Amazon, and it started walking on me, so I ruined it. And I wasn't running it that fast, but it started walking on me. It was doing a really good job, and the whole thing just started walking, so it ruined it.
It happens.
I don't know. I thought about maybe
that's
putting
why I
marbles
use a
in
chuck. For stuff
I
like that,
know.
I use a chuck going forward. That's why
I've got 4 rotaries from different companies, and I need to use what I got for that one for the video while I'm making Christmas stuff. And I have the chuck that I built, but I haven't put it together. But yeah, I don't like when it walks on you, and I don't know how to avoid it.
Well, the chuck, like the RA2 for the X tool, that is compatible with other lasers, other diodes.
Yeah.
And that by far is probably one of my favorite, especially for a diode, my favorite rotaries, because it's more robust. It's just a little bit better than the 2 rollers or whatever, especially with
chuck,
the chuck.
though, doesn't it? The RA2 is a chuck.
It's got a chuck. It's convertible into. It's got the rollers, the chuck. It's got a thing to do like rings on it and stuff like that.
Yeah. I 3D printed a chuck rotary, and that's what I do for tumblers and stuff. It's easier.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Very cool.
He printed this out right here, basically. These
Oh
parts.
yeah, you're building one, Jerry. Okay.
Yeah, I bought everything for it. I just never put it together.
Yeah. I'll show you the one I did. I'll bring it into you. Don't in the other room. One moment.
Okay, Sam, go for it. He's been over there biting his finger, wanting to talk, and okay, here you go.
No, not at all. No, not at all. I'm just cruising, seeing what's going on in the background, texting my best friend Joseph Prusha. No, I'm not really.
All right.
The guy can never even look me in the eye when I see him, so I don't know what his problem is. It's quite
He's
funny.
intimidated.
I don't know. I think I might intimidate him.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's
Here's-
weird. It's
Here's Liam's neck.
Yeah,
Right
there's the chuck rotary,
Oh,
and you
what are you
just
gonna use that for?
basically turn here. And that opens.
Oh wow, very cool.
Very simple design. Jerry
Nice.
has 3D printed this piece, but I use aluminum because it'll last longer.
Hey,
And basically, you
Keith,
have your cable that goes into your laser, and you just have to do the steps per millimeter. Is all you can figure out. I sprayed it all with dry PTFE lube spray, so it all moves cleanly. But you can open and close it, and the nice thing is you can invert these jaws as well. Pick them up and invert them, so you can actually have pressure outwards rather than just inwards.
Yeah, that's how the RA2 works.
Yeah.
The funny thing about the RA2 is I thought I was having a problem with the stepper motor because I hooked it up when I was trying to do something. It would just grind. It wouldn't rotate. So I contacted Exel and I was like, "Hey, can you guys send me a new stepper motor?" And they're like, "We'll just send you a whole new RA2." Well, I disconnected the rotary and I started the laser again, and it was doing the same thing. It was grinding. So it was just like one of those, like there was some sort of glitch and whatever, and shutting it off, and turning it back on, fixed it.
Did they send you the new one?
Yeah.
And you have the old one?
If I still have all the parts, you can have it.
Oh, I'll buy it from you. I'd love to have an RA2.
I'm not gonna sell it to you, Jerry. I'll send it to you, but I got to see if I have all the parts. I might. Well, actually, even the majority of the parts, you could probably mess with it.
Well, I'd love to. Yeah, let me message me or let me know, whatever. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
It uses a NEMA 16, isn't it, or is a NEMA 12 stepper motor?
Say what?
It's a NEMA 12 or a NEMA 16 stepper motor is what it has.
I honestly don't know.
Smaller steppers, like the Congro have, I believe.
I'm trying to think of where I put the pieces. Like I tore the whole thing apart because I kept taking one piece apart, thinking, okay, this will be it, and then it wasn't it, and I take something else apart. So I have all the parts laying around someplace in a box. I tried to look up the stepper motor and couldn't quite figure out which one it was, and so that's when I contacted X-Tool, and they're like, "We'll just send you a new one."
Awesome.
Dave Puff Marshmallow Man.
Woo! Those are glowy.
Very nice.
Yeah, they've just got an undercut on them at the moment. I thought I'd chuck them up at 230%. So it's like a diorama where they. I've not seen the new Ghostbusters film, but apparently apparently they try and like melt a couple of them in between a sandwich or something. So so that's what I've been printing.
Sweet.
Yay.
And they're phosphorescent, right? They glow?
No, they are just painted in a weird color, and I've got a green fluorescer on it at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So they will be white eventually, of course.
I'm doing a Vector wall mount from Stranger Things. When I get done painting it, I need to get a bit of wet look, something that I can make it look slimy and wet. And I'm not sure what to use. I guess last game
you could use Polysmooth.
I have
What?
Yeah, Polysmooth's pretty good for that. People have been asking me if this is Polysmooth. It's not.
Oh,
It's just
PVB.
paint.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I've already printed it. Well, let me show you. I'll show you here in a minute. But
Yeah, Polysmooth is PVB, and it's basically it melts with IPA. So you spray it, and the layers disappear because they melt into each other. But it's a little bit like ABS with using acetone.
here's Vecna right here. He's coming out of the wall.
Put yourself full screen, Jerry.
Pull
He's
me
really
up
cool. Who
there.
did that model?
I forget. I got off Colt. It's only like $10. But yeah, it came out really good. And I just got to fill all the cracks. I got some wood plastic filler in the mail from Amazon. I got to go over all the joints, get rid of all the little doodads. This is printed out of FDM. And yeah,
That's Jerry before he puts his makeup on.
So yeah,
It's me before I put mine on.
it's printed on the Chitty Fast, the Kitty Fast, Chitty Fast, I Fast, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that'll look cool painted. But when I get it all done, I want that a slimy, wet look, like you wipe Vaseline all over it. Basically, is what I want.
I would, if it was me, I would do 2-part epoxy
Okay, and then just brush
and
it
brush it, and
Yeah.
let it, because it'll self level. So
Yeah, that's what I've done for eyes. I was thinking about buying two. Yeah, that's what I thought. But okay,
I mean, you could use like a high gloss acrylic, but you're not going to get what the
Shine.
same thing as you do with a 2-part epoxy.
And then do it while it's mounted upright, so that way, then if it's going to ooze, it'll ooze downwards.
Well, you don't want it to like all run.
No, but a little bit. It will actually sag a little bit, which is the effect he's looking for, right?
Yeah. Do you want to put a good paint job on there?
Cool.
And the
And,
GK.
and let your paint paint it, and then whether you use acrylic or epoxy, or not epoxy, but enamel or whatever, let it sit for about a week before you put, because even acrylic will have to cure.
Welcome, Mark.
If you have any clear resin, UV resin, that would do it too, wouldn't it, Jimmy?
UV resin, it's going to stay sticky.
Yeah. Even no, but if you cure it under UV,
It'll still stay sticky.
really?
Yeah.
Because I've done resin dipping before, and it works really well, and it's not sticky.
Well, I don't know.
You
Right,
didn't cure
Under
it
UV
properly.
light.
I've done some 2-part resin and some signs I made last year. I engraved them on my CNC, mixed up the resin, put dye in it, but I put too much ink dye in it, and it stayed tacky. So you got to be careful how much ink dye you put in the resin. It wouldn't harden it properly.
I would put a good paint job on it, and then your resin clear.
Yeah.
Leave your resin clear, and don't buy junk resin, because it will yellow if you buy junk.
Yeah, you can get the UV.
You're not going to need but like a 4 or 6 or 8 ounce bottle, which would be 2 8-ounce bottles at the most. So spend the money to buy the good stuff.
Yeah, you can get the
Crystalline
UV resin, can't you? The clear
What?
UV resin. You can get clear UV resin.
Yeah, I have clear UV resin, but
I use this for eyes and stuff right here. And then the bigger
I've never used that.
I buy bigger bottles when I done my signs, like Llama was using. I forget what it's called, but it's like $25 for 2 good sized bottles. Let's see what Sam has here.
I've never used that, so I don't know.
Polylite, okay.
Oh no,
Lovely.
this is another printer for another review, of course. This is going to be, if we can get onto here, this is the Voron
Oh, nice.
by Tech. So we've
Okay,
got this one coming up, and then we've got another. We've got the LDO Trident 350 thing, I think it's called.
Didn't Tim do that recently? Didn't he? The
I
Trident?
don't know. I've not seen it, to be
Oh,
fair.
that looks good.
That came out
Nick.
really good.
That looks good.
Punisher. Came out great.
That's the engraving. That's not a coating.
That's the CO2 engraving.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
I wanted to know what it would look like on the green. I wasn't sure if it was going to get this color or not. And so, yeah, that looks like it's a better contrast than, I don't know if I have anything out here, but
Yeah,
It
great.
goes white because you're fracturing the glass. The heat's
Right.
fracturing the glass, so that's why you get the white effect.
I dig it though. That looks good.
Yeah, I've done some. I don't have my cup with me here. I've done some of the anodized metals as well. Come out really good on the CO2. But yeah, the glass. If you, but I believe if you want to go deeper, if you don't really want to do on glass bottles that much because it's going to hold a liquid, because it might fracture too deep. You know.
Well, that's what I'm probably going to stress. Right? Is we'll run 1, 2, 3 and see if like until it shatters probably.
Yeah, and trial and error until you know what works.
Yeah, well, because I'd be curious. I mean, and if we might try painting it too with like tempera or something like that.
I've seen it being done. I've seen guys on CO2s laser engraving whiskey bottles, customized whiskey bottles. So they buy the whiskey bottle, they take the labels off it, or the back part, which is blank. They'd actually laser engrave on the back of the bottle. I've seen that done. And
yeah, I saw a big debate on whether like you're actually affecting the booze.
You're not.
If you're firing, I don't think so either. But people were like, "Oh no, you're superheating it. You're changing the flavor."
No, you're not heating it that much. It's only warming the surface of the glass. Unless you're going really, really, really slow, so it gets to super heat areas. Is there much heat transfer? And the liquid in there would dissipate the heat quickly anyway, so it's not an issue. Turn on the air assist, then you cool the material as you go, so there's no problem.
Well, I'm not arguing that. I watch it in the comments.
Yeah,
it's like you're ruining that whiskey. I'm like,
there has been
never gonna know.
There has been an aficionado on whiskeys, and then they're just being playing crazy, thinking the smallest thing affects us. And the answer is, if you're on the crazy side, you ignore them.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, it's I follow a lot of whiskey TikTok, and there's people that are sane, and there's people that are not, and they're all in there together.
Yeah, as an Irishman, the only good whiskey is Irish whiskey. So,
all right.
I'll argue with all of you.
The GK2, one thing nice about the really big build plate that it has on, well, not the build plate, but the vat, is once a big, thick build plate gets out of the vat, then you can pour in as much resin as you want. So if you're doing a big model and you go to sleep, you don't have to worry about the vat running out of resin. So that's one thing that's nice about it.
I've never run out of resin, but I hollow everything too.
Yeah, so do I. But I ran really low because the vat's not really that deep because it has such a big area.
Yeah, Phoenix, you don't empty the bottle before you engrave, because then you won't be able to keep your eyes straight to be able to do the engrave. So my next project, which is probably going to start sometime later this week, is the James Webb Space Telescope. I have somebody printing parts of the James Webb for me because I can't do it. I don't have a big enough printer because there's parts that are too big.
That's last week's news. You don't have them back yet?
No. There was a problem with it, and it's actually been they had to reprint parts. They warped. They're so thin, parts of it warped. It's been shipped. I believe all the parts are done now, so it'll be shipped to me hopefully early next week, and I'll get it by the end of next week, and I'll start working on that.
Have you started cutting any of the tiles on your laser yet, or no?
No, I need to have it here to measure the size to make sure I cut them the right size.
All right.
So I'll wait till it arrives, and I'll measure it out, and then I'll cut it. But
I've got another Resin Labs cable coming in the mail, because when I switched back to my Anycubic, I had to take the cord out of the GK2. And as Jamie had mentioned, I took out a couple screws. I took a little piece of wood. I pried the side up one so it wouldn't pinch the cord. I ran it inside right to the vat. That way the UV light would activate the sensor. But I've got another cable coming in the mail from Andrew Sink and Uncle Jesse, a Resin Labs cable. That way each printer can have one. So it's too hard to take it out of the GK2. Because in order to put it back in, I got to take the screen back off. Because there's a plastic cover that goes around the screen that's paper thin plastic. And I made a little tiny V at the top so that sensor sticks in there so it gets full exposure on the UV light. So I've got to take the screen back off to stick that cable back in there. Then I'll just leave it there forever.
I would just drill a hole in the back of it and feed it.
I just put mine in the same. Well, I think in one of your Resin Labs videos or one of your videos or something, I saw that you had put it in where I have mine.
Yeah.
And I just take it out if I need to. Like on the Hallett light, I just drilled a hole in the side of it stick it in the hole.
The
Mono X is
GK2
probably the easiest because you just stick it down in the hole.
Yeah, I do it around the back. Yeah, on the gantry.
And the GK1, you've got a vent at the back that you can just
The
mount.
GK1 is the easiest because there's so much light leak underneath it.
Yeah, and there's a vent.
There's
in the back
holes
of it
all
as
up
well.
underneath there. You just stick it up in there.
The fan vent at the back of it, you can just mount on the fan vent, and that would activate it as well.
Yeah. I love doing time-lapse videos. I haven't done one in a while. Well, no, take that back. I've got tons of photos. I just need to bring them over and make the actual video.
Yeah, I got a complaint. You should have left the green cover up. Well, I didn't know what it would look like with the down, so I filmed it with the down.
They look good.
And then I still forgot some of my footage. There's another part to that Sanix model that I forgot. I had a picture and another time lapse that I forgot to add in the video. And of course, it's uploaded, it's shared everywhere. I'm watching it on my TV. It's like, oh no, I forgot that. Every video I forget something. Yeah.
I haven't seen auto. Jerry, there's a message there from Eric asking you a question.
Autofill?
I don't know what you mean by autofill. You mean auto supports on the inside or something?
Oh, wait. Are you talking about the auto refilling?
Oh,
so your resin doesn't run out?
That could be. That's on one of their printers. Oh, well, Nick, thank you. Thank you very much for $10. Appreciate it.
Sure thing. I have seen other printers that have autofill, and there's good and bad in them.
Yeah, I'll never.
Because if at any time the tube that feeds the resin into the vat gets exposed to any type of UV light, you just harden the resin inside that and you can't get it out.
Yeah, it's just something else to break down. I'd rather just dump it in myself. Get up during the night, I come and
not
check
just
it,
that.
resin.
Some resins are worse than others about settling fast. And if you've got, I don't know, hours running, some of my prints are 17 hours long. If I'm 10 hours into a print, the resin that's in the bottle is going to settle. So no, I would rather just shake it up.
Hey, Jamie, on this DSLR that I have that's like yours that I bought that you recommended, how do you take your images off your SD card? You take the SD card out of the bottom, stick it into a flash drive, and copy them over? Or
yeah, I put them on my computer because I do
Okay.
everything in Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay, because my camera mount that screws in the bottom, I've got to loosen that mount, turn it sideways, open the door where the battery is, pop out the SD card. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
No, you don't. You can if you can plug your camera into your computer and download it straight off the camera.
I use a dummy battery, obviously.
Yeah, but you're talking about downloading these files. You can actually plug in the side of your camera. There is a data port. You can plug into that and just download off your camera remotely. You
I don't even have to do that. These cameras are Wi-Fi, so you don't even have to do that. I would prefer, though, because you're talking about 4,000 images. And from the SD card alone, straight into the computer, it takes
20 minutes.
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can just download them. You can download them off it over using the Canon application. You can actually use
try that. I haven't tried it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just more trouble than it's worth, I think.
I use it even for I've used it even for live video using a Canon camera.
Hello, how are you?
It works great. Because you can turn your camera, your DSLR, into a streaming camera.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I bought that.
Card. Yeah.
It's got an HDMI out. It's a great camera.
And even without the HDMI out, there's others that actually have other ports in it, and you can actually live stream through those ports. Canon are very versatile on that. The cheaper ones are not good, but they when you get into the higher end DSLRs, they're really good for that kind of stuff, and they have all those APIs exposed.
Well, this one's like $650, and that's in the lower end. But to me, that's expensive. So.
No, that's a good. That's not that's a good enough grade that will actually do that for you. It will do streaming. It will do. You can download all of the files off it over a cable, a HDMI cable.
Daddy Wazzy, hello. How are you?
I need to get a different lens.
Yeah. Make sure you get the Canon lens.
Yeah, Sam Prentice. He's on.
Oh no, I have lenses that aren't Canon lenses, but none of them are wide angle, and that's what I need is a wide angle.
Hey Sam, do you have a Twitch account?
Probably. I couldn't tell you what it was though. I don't really do that. Do you know what I mean? I'll just do the YouTube thing. I'm not really a
and TikTok.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Kenda Subsector 3D in the back room. Hey, Kenda, how you doing?
Hey, Jerry.
Kenda.
How you doing?
How
Hey,
are
Big
you
Mike,
guys?
how are you?
I hope you guys are doing well.
Real good.
Good. Just the usual day, another Saturday afternoon trying to get all the house chores done.
Well,
Just-
I finally got space on my floor now, so I now have to clean the place up.
yeah, that's part of the problem. I
Yeah.
print too many turtles to do that. It's like crazy.
How many did you do? How many did you do?
I don't know. I've lost track. I got little ones, medium ones, big ones. I have all kinds of turtles. They're just breeding. It's such a cute model.
Mike,
Yeah,
that,
I did about
Mike, that would be
900 of them.
Liam.
Yeah, I did about 900 of those.
No, not that turtle. I have another turtle. It's
Oh,
from
you do?
Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah, anyways, it's I've been printing like crazy and I just had a printer go down. So
I
I
love all your Christmas behind you.
Oh yeah, I got all the Christmas. That stuff's gonna be I'm starting.
That's what I'm working on right now.
Hey, tell us about the big giveaway
ornaments.
you got going on, Kenda. You got a big giveaway going on Twitch, right?
Yeah, so we have a contest that's being sponsored by Polymaker and 3D Glue. Polymaker is allowing or donating a printer up to $500, your choice, for a wreath contest. So you or wreath. I always put an F in it. So if you build a wreath, it's like a blank one, like this one that I took apart because it was falling apart, and you decorate it, whatever, post it on my Discord, follow Polymaker, follow me on Twitch, and there'll be judging. We have judges, and we'll judge the top 5. The top 5 will be voted on by viewers. So, but in order to vote, they need to follow both Polymaker and I and go into my Discord. So there's a wreath contest going on. You can make, I mean, it's a wreath is a wreath, right? It's not like it's whatever your style is. If it's printed, if it's built, if it's made, if it's crocheted, it doesn't matter, right? It's a wreath. It's something that hangs on a door, a physical object. And so yeah, $500 towards your choice of printer, up to $500, and then no cash value, of course, and then 2 rolls of filament and a 120 milliliter bottle of 3D glue, which is the big bottle, this one.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
Then we have 4 runner-ups. I'm trying to remember all the rules. I gotta go look at my flyer. So so it looks like it's so far. I've got some pretty good responses, but we need, everybody says they're getting their stuff together. So
Do you got a link you can share?
do I? I don't know if I do yet. I haven't got that far, Jerry. It's like I put that together. Come on. I think I do. Do I?
Let me grab a bone for my dogs and I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. So I think I do on my Instagram. Yeah, I do. I'm trying to find a link. There we go. Now where'd the chat go? I'm lost. There it is. Anyways, the flyer's there. So
you need to send it to Jerry in Whisper so he can. I'll put it in private chat and he'll post it for you.
Oh, okay.
Because unless you're a mod, you can't post in chat direct.
I don't know. I just did.
Well, you're showing up with 3 asterisks when you posted just now, so you better off to just drop into private chat.
Yeah, there's no link.
Oh, there's no link. Okay. It didn't tell me I was a bad person.
No, it just blocks. I think unless you're a mod, he has links blocked.
EDHP. I'll just message him.
Yeah.
So all right, I'm doing too many things. I can't talk and type at the same time. So anyways, and also I have Subsector Sunday, so I'm going to be I'm printing some stuff and getting some stuff together to put that wreath together tomorrow on Subsector Sunday on MakerDeck. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So, and I got just tons of Christmas prints going on. I got to send stuff to my great grandnephews and They're going to be 2, so I'm making sure I got parts for them. Plus, I'm doing a trade show on in March, a reptile show. So I was going to be selling prints there. So that's what all the turtles are about. So, anyways, the turtles, and I've got lizards, and I've got all kinds of stuff printing right now. It's like it's crazy around here.
I'm all Christmased out. 6 months of Christmas stuff. I'm all Christmased out now.
Yeah, I'm about Christmas out now too. Actually, I've been taking prints to work, and everybody on Mondays, everybody comes running over to my desk to see what I brought in. It's like, what can I have? But it's funny. I took in a lizard that someone had. Actually, I was live on stream and showed a lizard, and someone says, "I want that," and I was like, "Okay, $20, I'll ship it to you." And they did, and they bought it, and I shipped it to them. It was pretty easy.
This is how many toys we printed.
Oh, geez. Wow.
That's up to the ceiling.
So do you have a drop-off point, Liam, near you?
I'm dropping it off on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Monday morning, 11 a.m. I'll be there to drop off those toys.
Here's an Instagram link, guys, for the giveaway right here.
Yeah, it's we did 3,173 toys.
Wow.
So.
Wow, that's so many. I couldn't even imagine. So, Jamie, are you feeling better?
I'm better. Yes.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
Well, I went through a problem. I had was in the ER when was it? Tuesday? Anyways, so now they got to take out my gallbladder. I have an appointment on Tuesday with the surgeon. And I'm like, oh, great.
I had that done.
Yeah. Everybody I talk to says, I had that done. I had that done.
It's really probably one of the easiest surgeries I did.
Right. So, so I got to just get it set up. So I'm on meds and I got to watch everything I eat. But, I need to watch everything I eat anyway. This just gives, this just makes me do it. So it's like, it's like this laundry list of things I can't eat. I said, so pretty much it's crackers and water, right? Until I can get this out.
It's like a prison sentence.
It's like, so I've been eating salads since, and that's the only thing I've been eating, but I got to be careful even with that, what you put in a salad, right? It's like, it's just this laundry list. The doctor said, he says, I mean, you can continue eating the way, like normal. It says, but you're going to end up with an emergency gallbladder situation.
That's what I had.
Yeah. And he says, you don't want that. Just have it planned. Make sure it's, so I have an appointment on Tuesday with the surgeon. So, it is what it is. But so Jerry, you got anything going on? Anybody else got anything exciting going on? What's Sam got going on? I missed the first part. I mean, I was kind of lurking, but I wasn't always here. Wasn't always listening.
I'm working on another video, working on Sanix model. I got Sub-Zero right here I'm working on.
Oh, nice.
Working on diorama. I was having issues with one of my resin printers, so I switched back over to Manicubic. And what else? I'm got a clear coat, my robot model here. I got the clear coat, the gloss I bought. I just have to spray it. And I'm working on a Vecna from Stranger Things. His head popping out of a wall. I got to get that puttied up and painted.
Oh,
and
I think I walked in and you were showing that. That looks
cool. I've been for the last two or 3 weeks. I've been kind of under the weather. I'm slowly getting better. IBS problems. So anyway. And Saturdays roll around that quick. I just had a live stream, and 7 days later, here we are again.
I know.
Man, days are flying by fast.
It just never ends.
Yeah. Nick, I just sent you an email.
And you probably got a message, Jerry, from Kenda as well. A link to her giveaway, her competition.
Yeah, he already posted.
Yeah, I shared it.
Oh, I missed it. I'm sorry.
He whispered to me.
Yeah, don't worry. I didn't see the post.
Got it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I remind Liam of stuff on his live stream all the time, and he does the same to me. We try to help each other out, and we kind of forget what's going on.
We keep each other on track.
I got too many things going on, so appreciate it. I probably have one more video coming out this year, and then like I have the kids for like the last 2 weeks of the year because school's out. So I think I'm going to be like doing like some stuff. So I will figure out where those pieces are and get them to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And I'll get it up and running, and I'm going to do a video on it. I'll plug in a video for it. Thank you very much.
All right. Sure.
So,
my wife's
everybody here is welcome to self-promote. I encourage everybody on here to self-promote themselves, all that you want. So
My wife
If the people aren't here if the people aren't watching live right now, they may watch it at a later date on YouTube or on Twitch.
I get that a lot on my Discord channel. I'm like, people are like, is it okay if I post? I'm like, post whatever you want, man. I mean, it's a community. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm like, don't spam.
Yeah, anything related to the hobby that we're working on, or your channel, or what you're working on, or you're like, wow, look what I did. No problem doing that. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, I hear that the federal government came out with a stupid law about 2 months ago. People have been filming lake mead here in Nevada, doing constant videos on YouTube about the lake level going on down, this and that. Well, they passed a new law that anybody that has a YouTube channel, Facebook group, anything that posts on social media with any kind of a camera, you're not allowed to anymore. It's against the law unless you have a special license. So if you want to go camping and you want to post it on your channel, what you did camping in a national park, it is now illegal to do that unless you have a special license to do so.
There is a federal law. The FTC released a federal law saying that recording in public is protected under the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and you cannot stop them that. And if you go to federal court, the state will lose.
I know there's been, state parks. Some of the state parks started doing that as well.
You can't fly over people with a drone and record people at a beach, but you can fly in state parks. Federal law protects you from doing so.
But we're not talking about drones. I'm talking about you get out of your car with a cell phone, you make a video about something.
That is a First Amendment freedom.
I'm sorry, but if you try to tell people that they can't film stuff at like Yellowstone,
you cannot do that. That is against the First Amendment.
Yeah, and then you post it on your channel or whatever. They just said this. That's what I just read. So I seen the video on YouTube.
That'll get challenged in the federal court and it'll be squashed. The state will be stepped.
It's everybody's money that pays you for these parks, as we pay these politicians and we pay everything. And it's kind of stupid.
It's freedom of speech. They're breaching the First Amendment, federal law, the First Amendment. You can, and the Constitution. You cannot do that. That is that's happened in other states. They've done something like that. You can't fly over certain areas, whatever, and it got challenged and it got knocked down in those states.
Well, I know if you don't have a drone pilot's license, then you can't use that footage in your video. That I know. But there's been people that don't have the license that have used other people's video, and then they get in trouble for using somebody else's video in your video from the government because you didn't also have a license. It's stupid.
Yeah, but flying is one thing because they have licensed that now, and it's easy to get a license, right? But the saying you can't record stuff and put it on YouTube. That's freedom of speech. That is constitutional breach of the Constitution.
Yeah, well, hopefully it gets shot down, but that's currently what I guess they did 60 days ago.
It will. Once it's challenged, it will get knocked down. You can't have laws against you showing where you went on vacation.
So Phoenix asked if I had done any new models other than the stuff from Callum. I'm working on. I just got her glued together. This. She's called the Mushroom Queen. I'm doing her. My son's girlfriend is like mushroom crazy. So I printed her and she's really cool looking.
Wow. A lot of details.
I'm going to try to get her done for Christmas. Let's see. I've got so much crap to do before Christmas.
The Shroom Lady.
But yeah, she's really cool.
Very nice.
So we'll see if I get her done.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the man from down under. We've got Kieran, better known as Decibel. Hey, Kieran. Hello.
Hey, Kieran. Hey, people. How are we doing today?
Hi, Kieran.
How are you doing?
Living the dream as always. Lovely weather down here. Looking at a nice clear blue sky. I think it's 28 degrees today in Celsius.
Shut up. It's cold here.
Harden the fuck up, you wuss.
Me and Brandy sent you some mail, Kieran. Did it show up?
Well, it hasn't turned up yet, no, but that's no surprise.
Right.
Mail down here is worse than ever for shipping at the moment because of Christmas. So if it turns up, I will definitely let you know.
Alrighty.
Oh, nice. Jerry, tell Brandy that I did get mine yesterday.
Cool. Thank you.
She had sent me a message. I think it was the day before, Thursday, asking if I had gotten it, and I said no, not yet. But it came that night.
Matt got his in the UK a week ago. Sam should have got his already, and then you got yours.
And I got mine last week.
You got yours.
Were they all posted at the same time, Jerry?
Sam didn't get it.
Yeah, the ones I sent overseas, I sent out like a month ago or something.
Yeah, I'll give it another
I've got
2 or 3
I've got
weeks at least.
I've got too many friends, so I randomly pick a handful of people and I mail out Christmas cards every year to them. And then Brandy has like 30 something she mails out. So
Oh, show what you got from Congro.
oh yeah, Congro. Yeah, I forgot about that.
See, that's why we remind each other of stuff.
Yeah, Congro sent out presents to a lot of different people, that little Christmas gifts. And there were some little bags, you know, you fold up and they have handles on the bags. They were compressed. So if you were at a Congro party, the big bag would probably have this box in it, which is a cool looking box. And I love Asian art type stuff. And there's a card in here that I can't read. There's a little dusting cloth. And this is really cool. It's called a Soji screen. I guess that's what you call it.
That's
a mini
so
screen.
cool.
Nice, a mini screen.
Got
Yeah,
pandas on
nice.
it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's lovely.
That's really cool.
I got a curio cabinet in the living room. We keep certain knickknacks in. That's where this is going to go. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice.
And that goes in the box with the rag, the card. It was tied shut. And
Hey, Jerry.
technically, this would have went in one of those bags.
Jerry, if you use your phone and install Google Translator on it, and you use your cell phone, it will
You can read
translate.
that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Anyway, and then there's these cloth coasters.
Nice.
Really cool.
Really nice.
Those are
And then
pretty.
there's like a fold-up thank you card that is like a 3D card, and you fold it together. I posted a picture on social. I posted on their group, and then the first, which I knew would happen, people start chiming in, well, where's mine? Why didn't I get one? And then Comgro had messaged those people back, and they said, well, these people that we mail these out to have done videos for us. They've helped us out on our live stream. So basically, Comgro said, if you start doing this, then maybe next year you'll get something. So anyway, it's really nice of them. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
I had somebody message me on TikTok and said, how can I get free printers too?
Oh, I get that all the time.
And I said, well, bust your butt making videos. And
Yeah, fucking work.
the company will
exactly.
see you.
yeah, make content. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that all the time, and I just say get involved with the group, get involved with the community, do a lot of stuff, do videos, show people how stuff works, help people in the community about how to troubleshoot their problems.
If you're a real exciting personality, that goes a long ways. Making content, talking about products, be truthful about what you say, be on social everywhere, and then things come. You message companies, they say yes, no, you're too small, which I hear all the time. And I've been doing this for like 5 years, but it just takes time. Some say yes, some say no, and it comes when it comes.
It's a constant trying to, yeah. I don't think people understand.
Maybe you can help me with my problem then, Liam. It's green and weeping and it's a funny smell. Do you think you can help me with that problem?
Well, if it was red, it would be. If it was red, it'd be lipstick. If it's green and weeping, you need medication.
Antibiotics.
It's dark brown and
yeah,
smells.
you got to ask. You don't ask, you don't know. You see, you got to ask the question. So.
Oh my God.
That stuff is the grossest.
So, well, here's the answer. What you give to a man like Kieran that has everything? What you give to a man like Kieran who has everything?
Penicillin, yeah.
Penicillin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's just making my gallbladder hurt looking at that stuff.
How's that going?
Try that.
Yeah, so
I need to get on Amazon and see if I can buy it.
Yeah, you can. Kieran bought me a bottle off Amazon. It is extremely salty. If it, like what Kieran says, it'd be good on like maybe a grilled cheese soup, something like that. It's really, really salty. Yep. If it was blended with something else, it would probably help the flavor a great deal. By itself, it's like, ugh.
I'm pretty sure if you write Vegemite, they'll just send it to you for free.
It's just umami, isn't it? That's all it does.
Yeah, umami, exactly. Perfectly. Yep, exactly. That's what it is. Yep.
Like, please take it.
Yeah. But it's, I'm not a fan.
That's an acquired taste.
Yes.
You put it on bread, right?
Put it on bread, put it on toast. I use it in cooking. It's actually a main constituent of my French onion soup because of that umami taste. It's good with the sherry and the brandy with the French onion soup. Wheat Bix, dry Wheat Bix with butter and Vegemite on. Lovely stuff.
Oh wow, okay. No, I'm a big fan of Bovril.
What does it actually have in it? The Vegemite.
Basically it's the scrapings the yeast extract residue left over after brewing. It's all vitamin B extract. It's all the yeast extract.
After brewing, what?
So they
Brewing,
brew,
Nick,
they let it all
you might
settle
like
to
it.
the bottom.
Yeah.
They scrape the
all
bottom
the
off the
it's
bottom
all
of the vat. That's
put in
what
a
they
jar
do.
and sell it. Yep. Beer, the gift that keeps
I
on
guess-
giving. Yep.
Wow.
In multiple directions.
So this is like a normal thing in your household. That's what you're saying.
Yes. We have a big jar. The jar I sent Jerry is a small one. You can get it up to 1 kilo if you want to. Yeah.
Well,
So we're like us in America. We're gonna have in the refrigerator. It's mandatory. You've got to have mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup.
Yep.
Yours is
and Miracle Whip.
Vegemite on the shelf along with your jams and everything else. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You have your,
I'm not a
you
fan
have
of
your,
Vegemite.
you have your honey. You have your Vegemite.
Do you know what Bovril is great? I really like Bovril. You can even just put a scoop of that in boiling water and a cup.
Yep.
And
Yep.
drink
But
it
it's
as a
not
hot drink.
as strong. It's definitely not as strong as Vegemite. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
quite mild.
What is it?
Yeah.
Bovril.
Bovril.
It's
It's an equivalent.
It's
yeast extract.
not really. Bovril is more of an add-on like for darkening stews, like soups and stews.
Yeah.
You can even get a scoop of Bovril in with hot boiling water in a cup, stir it in to dissolve it, and drink it as a hot soupy drink. It's really good.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere close to be, and it's not.
It's
all
more
this
like a
time-
stock. It's more
all
like a
this
mild
time,
stock.
I thought Vegemite was, if you cook, you know how you make
I don't like
broth,
I don't
beef
like
broth. You can make
Yep,
vegetable broth, and I thought Vegemite was vegetable broth that had been cooked down, reduced so
Oh, no.
much that it was.
If only it was that simple and of that simple origins. Yeah.
No scrapings of
But
the barrel.
it's the basically the bottom of the barrel. There we go. Jerry's got the jar there. It's still going, but I see it's used. It's been used. Yep. It's a thick paste.
So it's, it kind of looks like pine tar.
Yes.
It tastes them, but tastes
Yeah,
salty.
it's just salty.
Yeah.
I mean, on a grilled cheese sandwich, Jerry, you put a thin layer under the cheese on a grilled cheese sandwich. You'll find it great.
Yeah, I tried to spread it one time with a
You like
knife,
it,
and
Sarah?
it was like a clump. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah. Thin, less is more, but a thin smear under a grilled cheese sandwich, it'd be brilliant. It is good. I do it all the time.
No, not my my taste buds would hate me forever if I ever ate that stuff.
You want to gross somebody out? Take some Vegemite and smear it in a clean, unused diaper, and then on camera lick it out.
That would work. That would work.
It only work if your baby's about between 3 to 5 days old.
If you've got like
and
a
would
15 or
attest to
16-year-old
what-
kid,
what comes out of the rear end of a baby the first 2 or 3 days looks like
You guys
Vegemite.
are
Yes.
killing me, man. You guys are just
And then you can
killing me.
then you after you lick it out, throw it against a wall and go, look, it sticks. Film it, make a video about it.
Well, Kenda, you're in the wrong stream if you want to be entertained and not grossed out.
I'm sorry, my gallbladder bothers me just thinking about
Yeah.
food nowadays. So I just
Yeah.
try not to even.
Are they going to remove it or just treat the stones?
I'll find out from the
It's
surgeon.
not a solid.
I'm on
additive.
meds now, so
Yeah.
it
It's
seems
My wife had hers removed, and the biggest problem there is spicy foods. You can't have spicy foods, which means I can't have spicy foods because if she can't have it, I can't have it.
she can't have spicy foods after she got it removed.
No.
No spicy foods and greasy foods. Well, I think a lot of
Oh
fats.
my God. I will eat fried habaneros.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I had my gallbladder out in 1991.
Deep fried habaneros and things like that, but it does affect because it helps break down the fat. Is one of the things the gallbladder does. So therefore, reduce it. You can't have the fatty foods and also spicy foods for the same reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, really?
somebody probably should have told me that 30 years ago.
So Phoenix Vegemite is the leftover yeast after brewing beer that settles to the bottom of the barrels when they're brewing of the casks, and they scrape that out, and that's basically what Vegemite is, right? It's leftover yeast, so it's really salty.
It's very salty. It's all the yeast extract. They put other stuff in it, but it's mainly pure vitamin B extract.
Yeah.
B12, B14, B7. Yeah, it's just strong.
I wouldn't use
salty.
it in baking, no. In cooking, yes. Like if you're doing meals.
No. Baking is used a lot. We have a thing called Vegemite wheels, which are basically baked rolls of Vegemite inside them. rolled
but
up.
Yeah,
they'd
just
be
Google it.
super salty.
Vegemite recipes. Just Google it. Google is your friend.
Yeah. But it's used a lot in cooking, like soups and stews and all that kind of stuff, because it adds that udami
Umami, yeah,
flavor.
umami. Yeah, it's great.
Flavor.
It's
That's
great.
the umami
Yep.
flavor.
Yeah, I think it would be just like another better than bouillon. You know, it's basically a thick thing that you just take a tablespoon of and put it in your soup or whatever, and it's like concentrated, super concentrated flavor.
And if you have a high blood pressure, avoid it at all costs.
Yep,
Because hot
absolutely.
content is really
Absolutely.
high.
Well, crap.
Yeah,
That's
if you have
part of
any
the
high blood pressure
Maybe
problems,
it's
Further
Sin
is
West,
why I've been out
Sin
for
West
the
Street a
last
jar or
month.
two.
yeah.
Pets love it. Dogs love it. Horses love it.
I wonder if raccoons love it.
Oh, they would.
Probably.
They'd probably
They eat
would.
anything.
No,
It's
they
up there
don't
with-
eat anything. For the last like 3 nights.
Yeah, if you're
they-
feeding them posh stuff like Kraft Lux, smoked Lux, and
We've got 31 people watching and only 5 people entered in the giveaway. If anybody would like to take a chance on winning a roll of Ziltech filament, type in hashtag Ziltech in chat.
See, Dusty Knuckles got the right
not
idea.
bad.
It's you stick a spoon of that in your casseroles and your stews and your soups. It's great.
Yeah.
Best
Jamie's
thing in the
on.
world for that.
It adds that savory flavor to something that you want.
Yep.
But I do the same with Bovril. You put
Yeah,
Bovril.
Bovril,
in,
it's the same
takes
thing.
a
It's just that
clear
whole extra
broth.
kick.
Yeah, it takes a clear broth and makes it a darker soup, and it adds flavor, a lot of flavor to it. So, or OXO cubes do the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Mike, you just type in what you're seeing in chat, hashtag Ziltech in chat. And if anybody should win and you're outside of the country, I can either redraw or you can donate it to somebody that's in chat, and then it can be sent out to them because Ziltech only ships to the USA only.
They do nice filament though. I've had one spool.
I've
of
never
whatever
tried
material they
Ziltech.
call it, and that was a long time ago. But most of what I got from them, like I would say, almost all, other than one Watt spool, prints fantastic.
Let me share a video real quick. Let me find it. I'm sure everybody in chat and on screen knows what video I'm going to share.
Yep.
Because I do this each and every week, twice.
He
a
said
week.
he might try and drop into chat if he can.
Yeah,
I was
Trevor's
chatting
been
with him earlier on.
Oh, I put too many videos in here.
So as a precursor, this is going to be Navarre 3D Printing Trevor's store in Navarre, Florida. And he's got, the only place I know where you can get he's got a whole store dedicated to 3D printing.
Sorry, guys, I'm going to bounce. Nice to see you all. I'll see you later.
Take care, Stan.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Here we go. This was filmed October 2nd of this year. Here we go, guys. You're welcome to talk during it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trevor, and this is my store. This is Navarre 3D Printing. We're actually located in the mall in Esther, Florida. In our display window, we have a bunch of Jeff Hex 3D stuff. It's kind of hard to see with this shine in the mirror, sorry. We do a bunch of custom stuff for people. Over here we have some demo printers in the window.
Yes, he is. Air Force, I believe, wasn't it?
As you can see, we usually leave them on actively printing. That way people can, kind of get an idea of this. Anyway, let's go inside the store. We're having a big promotion on filament. This is the Navarre series by Layerworks. Jonathan has made some amazing filaments, and they're all USA made.
He's got some new colors as well on this. It's really nice.
Alright. Let's see, we've got some great models up here. Okay, we got filament. Again, more patrons. We got Flexi Factory and about 10 others. We have Ziltech filament on the right there. Tons and tons of eSun printers galore. We got Folson, of course, Creality, Chitty Tech. Again, this is our line of filament here. Well, this is Layerworks. This is our series. Man, I can't tell you how beautiful it is. It just has this beautiful opalescence in it and gorgeous stuff. Let's see, we've got our front counter here. And over here, print farm. A bunch of Chitty Techs, a few more. A bunch of printers waiting to be put together. We got a Optimus P1 over here. That's a whole different story entirely. A couple more backup printers there along with filament. Got some resin action going. Been doing a few big resin jobs lately. This particular job is 51 units. Repairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Westerly One popping in.
Printers ready to go and selling the tables.
Hello, Sarah.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Sarah. How are you?
30 and 50 watt fiber lasers.
I want to get this
Hey,
to
Sarah.
turn down.
Hey, Carl.
I have a 3-year-old, so she has her own.
How are you all doing?
Here, I'm just
Player
slicing a
back here.
file.
This will be done in a second.
And then
Hello, Carl. Hello,
here's our
baby.
repair section.
Hey, Brandy, how's it going?
Mainly it's Chitty Techs and Creality. But, you know, we put everything together. That's the store. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Jerry.
Very cool.
Nice toy shop.
That Optimus P1 is $8,000 worth of a printer.
Wow.
It's a nice machine, though.
Hello, hello. How are you today?
We're talking to you, Sarah. Well, Sarah, we're talking to you.
I'm doing good, actually. Sorry, I was finishing watching the video. I'm doing really good, actually. I'm hanging in there. I just got some errands done and setting up my house for a guest tomorrow. Well,
Nice.
not a guest, but we're getting a puppy tomorrow. Hi, Kenda.
You
Very
did.
nice.
You did the deed. You did the deed.
Not
Puppy.
yet. We're gonna go meet the puppy tomorrow. So it's a black lab puppy. So yeah.
Oh, labs are nice.
hmm
Yeah.
That's what we just
Very cool.
lost. So saw a picture of this puppy and was like, "That's my puppy." So we're gonna drive and meet the breeder tomorrow. So
Well, you live on a farm, right? How many animals do you have?
Too many.
I think we have 12 horses now, 2 goats, 5 chickens, 2 ducks, a farm dog, and then the 3 inside dogs.
And a power
I
pitch and a pear
I
tree.
can help with the goat problem.
Stop it!
Curry. Goats make the best curry in the world. You want a
Yeah.
good curry? You gotta want to have a good curry. Go to goat curry. Goat's the best meat in the world for curry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're our friends. They're companions to the horses, so we don't want to separate them from the horses, or the horses will start screaming and tearing down fences. So
You say you had a cow?
we don't have any cows right now. No, we used to have Angus. My dad used to breed and raise black Angus, but not anymore.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have 2 bulls and a couple heifers or whatever they are, and everybody ended up naming them, and then he never could take them to the butcher, and we kept getting more of them, and people kept naming them, and
I had a guy I worked with for years, and he
If you
he
work
used,
on the
he used to live on a farm and he had cows, and he was going to slaughter some of them, so he brought out his buddy who's a butcher to do the slaughtering, and they were way down the far side of a field, and his buddy says, the butcher said, "How are we going to get him to round them up?" He says, "We don't need to round them up." He called it by name, and they came running up to him to be butchered.
yeah. So that's kind of what would happen. Ours would get out, and you just shake a bucket and yell for the bull. His name was Norman, and he'd come charging towards you and like stop right in front of you just to be petted on. So they were big pets.
In the British newspaper once, there was a story about cows that got 2 cows that got free, and they were running down along the freeway. It was a story in the paper, and the paper said their names were Black and Gus, and they were actually Black Angus cows. But they called them Black and Gus.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah.
The
So
newspaper got it
we
wrong.
had Black Angus. So, yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix got the right idea. We had friends that had pet house lambs, and one was called Rosemary, one was called mint sauce, and they were very nice with rosemary and mint sauce after. I can attest to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was like the plan, is name like one prime rib or ground beef and stuff like that. And the first baby that was born was the bull Norman, and I ended up having to bottle feed him. I had to carry him out. He was born in snow.
Wow.
And so
you know, they're very yummy when they're babies.
Yeah, veal's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, you make
they are.
schnitzel out of
But,
that. Wiener schnitzel.
Yeah, we had
That's
to
what it is.
bottle feed him, so he didn't end up. We kept him for a while. But
I learned a long time ago when I was a kid. Don't name the cats.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't name the cows. So
Don't
we
name
have
the cows.
No.
I want some of the small mini ones though. The furry mini
My-
ones. I'd love to have a couple of those.
My grandparents had a farm, and I was maybe like 3 years old, and I was bottle feeding this orphan pig, baby piglet, and then I found out that he was put back into the store, and I saw him every day. And then after kindergarten, I come back. I must have been like 4 at the time. It's been a year past, and I go walk in, and he was gone, and I'm like, where he is? Oh, he went to the butcher's, and I started crying. And then he goes like, then my grandpa goes, we were eating inside, and then, so do you like your bacon? Because
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. And my mom.
I knew from early on, animals meant to be food.
Yeah,
Don't get attached.
Well, you can't have pasture ornaments.
Right, exactly, and that was the whole.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah. They're therefore
we had
feeding
horses,
us.
pigs, cows, chickens, everything. I mean, horses. Yeah, they were show horses, but don't get attached to chickens, pigs, cows, because
Oh no, I don't eat dogs. No, I don't
No
eat
dogs,
cats
no
either.
dogs, no, yeah, no.
No.
But yeah, the chickens and the cows, that was a rule. We're not supposed to get attached, and everybody.
Well,
But
it depends. You may not know you're eating them. Bali, which is an Indonesian island near Perth of Australia, they did test of the restaurants and all sampling the chicken and the meat they had at the restaurants and at the satay shops and everything else selling the satay. 60% were dog.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. It's all they basically people go around the dogs up and sell them as meat for the restaurants. Yeah.
there's a big thing in England. No, not England, China.
Dogs, people
Where
stealing
they-
people's dogs
where
and selling
they-
to restaurants.
They do
England.
a big roundup.
They do.
Well, that's in some areas where they still follow that practice. A lot of
It's
areas.
called something. I don't remember.
I've
Yeah,
seen a
there's
video,
a few areas-
on
there's-
YouTube of
there's
somebody
areas
breaking into people's
where
yards,
that's-
stealing their
that's
animals.
The dog festival.
Yeah.
The dog festival, yeah.
Yeah, but it's only in 1 or 2 small areas that kind of stuff still happens.
Yeah, it's illegal, but it happens in certain areas. From what I've
You got to be
seen.
careful. You go to a shop. Oh, I want a nice puppy. You go to a nice puppy. I want that one there, and you go there, and they bring it out in a little bag, dripping blood. Yeah, here you go.
Okay, how did we go
That's
from Westry Ones
horrific.
getting a puppy to
that?
We're in-
I'm just like,
that.
how flatter you guys.
Aaron.
It's just listening
You know
to
what we're like, Westery. You know what we're like.
I mean,
Well, remember,
we
when
are
you're picking up
raised
your
that
dog
cats and
tomorrow-
dogs are pets and you don't eat them.
Yeah,
And
Sarah's used to us.
I would never eat my cats. I love my cats. They're like my children.
I knew I should have gone to the movies instead.
They're
Hey, the way I feel right now, I might eat my children and save the dog and the cat. Because
Welcome, Kenneth. How you doing
like
today?
there are countries, well, isn't it like Buddhist that it's like cows are
Yeah.
sacred?
Yep, you walk
India.
around India and that.
Hindu.
Yep, India.
India,
Yep.
yeah,
Hindu.
To us, it's a
Hindu.
hamburger. You know?
Yeah, so yeah, for the
Well,
Hindu.
it's like killing any animal, but Hindu, the cow is sacred. Yep.
Yeah.
So I
So,
guess it's just a matter of what part of the world you're in.
Well, yeah,
So,
yeah. It
with
depends
Kinder,
on the
we
community.
will-
If you're a
we
Hindu,
know-
if you're
Build that
Hindu.
build. Are you having any 3D printing problems? Any questions you have on printers or anything? Maybe we can help you with.
I actually have not printed anything lately. I've been a little busy, so that's going to be kind of a. I'll probably play with it a little bit more the end of the year, and then like I'll probably put out my first video. Basically, like I think Tripod's Garage is the one that sent me over the file that I want to print like an articulating file type situation as one of my first prints, just to show you like how easy it is to set up and do this. The Ender 3 Pro or not Plus S1 Plus. Their naming configuration drives me insane.
It's crazy. Yep. Stupid.
I'll be right back, y'all. I gotta start.
But so far, it's been super easy. Like I haven't had any problems, which I mean, knock on wood. But it's been the learning curve's been, straight.
Well, there's a difference between getting printing and getting good prints, though. There's often a big difference. And I've seen some people do prints, and they look okay on the outside, but once you get them in your hands, they crumble. And then they're getting good prints that are strong and reliable, right? There is a difference. So
it's like some people like to print things in vase mode. They're pretty for a video, but you can crush it like tinfoil, and they're basically worthless.
It depends. I mean, you can set your vase mode up with thick walls. I mean, I've been printing decorations. These things you can squeeze, and you have to, and that's just vase mode. That's 0.6 walls. They're solid.
Yeah, because you set the extrusion rate.
Wall thickness. Set the Mercury. You can set under your quality. You can set your wall thickness from 0.4 to 0.6, and they come out solid. It's no problem.
So it over extrudes a little bit, but builds thicker walls. Yeah.
Yep.
So then like for vase mode, and it's just again, but they're pretty looking objects. They're not designed to be usable.
Well, that's it. I mean,
objects.
You got to get all the baubles done. These are all vase mode.
Yeah, they're great because the light shines.
Here, let me make a big screen. I'm daydreaming here.
Yeah, if you use a 0.8 millimeter nozzle,
that's beautiful.
Sebastian, you can get up to you can do a 1 millimeter print with a 0.8 millimeter nozzle.
They're all vase mode.
Very cool.
Yeah,
but they're all 0.6, done at 0.6, and they're solid. I mean, you can drop them and they won't break.
Yeah. Because the nozzle is slightly flat, so if it's a 0.4 millimeter nozzle aperture, you can go about 0.1 each side of that to get a wider wall.
You still get the same quality. I mean, it mine's a bit slow, but it's fine. Yeah, kid.
Yeah. Hey K2, how are you?
What's up, Kevin? How you doing?
K2, hey, I haven't printed it yet. I've only stopped my other printing right down. But he's got a nice filament. He made a nice filament clip. If you haven't done it, you should check it out.
A clip from K2. Wait, what? The K2 clip?
What's a clip? Yeah. What's a clip? Yeah.
Joking. I know about it. It's all good.
I haven't printed one yet.
You can have a K2 clip Christmas tree, a K2 clip snowflake. There's a few K2 things around.
Thank you, Kieran. The K2, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I haven't printed it either yet, Liam. I haven't printed the clip either yet. So.
Well, my printer's been busy, so now they're not busy. So.
I've been busy, so I haven't had time to fix mine. Mia wants to say hello, guys.
Hey, Mia.
Doggy cam. Here we go.
Doggy cam.
Nice.
Say hi.
What breed terrier is that?
This is a Yorkie poo.
Yeah.
This is Mia.
You call it bait. You normally use that as bait. Yeah.
This is why she didn't like you, Kieran.
Hey, yucky poo.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
See, I never do anything. I'd never say anything like that about dogs. But yeah, spicy barbecues and cats go well together.
Yeah.
Fotis, man, what's going on, everybody?
Enough.
Hey, Fotis.
Hey, Fotis. Say, I'm spicy enough. But yeah, that's Mia.
Here's a link. Anybody like to drop in and hang out?
Hey, Fotis.
But yeah.
So is anybody making anything real cool for anybody's Christmas gift? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm doing the James Webb telescope, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm working on some tumblers for somebody, but the first one I tried, I screwed up a $15 tumbler and it walked on me, so I've got to work that out.
Oh.
No, I've been printing up these new clock string baubles, making up kits of these baubles for gifts. So,
Kenneth, She can be a bully though to lab pit mixes. I mean, she plays with the big dogs all the time, Kenneth.
Yeah.
So.
Small dogs actually do pick on big dogs because they think they have attitude problems.
Yeah.
And they take it out on bigger dogs.
Superiority complexes. Yeah.
Yeah.
She definitely does.
Take care,
she
Phoenix.
plays with big dogs.
Yeah, like you see them all the time. Small little dogs, they want to pick fights with big dogs, and the big dogs want to avoid them at all costs. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's we have bigger dogs here, and she just thinks she's she thinks she's a Rottweiler. So.
Wow, $12.95. That's marked way down.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Wow, that's way down.
Yeah.
Clearance and a bunch of stuff.
This is all clearance.
Well, not everything, but yeah, a lot of the stuff's marked down. But that's where our giveaway is going to be from Ziltech. They ship out of Texas. Their filament is made in China by their own company in China. Look at all filament. But they got lots of extrusion. They custom cut extrusion. They got parts. They got printers. They have some resin. I don't like their resin personally, but they have some great filament.
Yeah, I like their filament a lot.
16 spools of it.
Yeah, I'm actually printing in quite a bit of Ziltech lately.
Actually, no, it's close to 20.
Pandemic, it kicked everything up to $19.95. It looks like it came back down to normal prices.
Well, now they're probably able to get stock because all the ports are not locked up anymore.
Could be for the holidays, you think, Jerry?
How much are the big rolls?
I don't know. Big ones are like $85 a roll. I have a big white Pet G right now. 5. I don't like them. They're too damn big, and they'll be really hard to dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. You can dry them, but
yeah.
I use a lot of the spools I use on PetG are 2.5 kilo from IC3D. I really like their material.
Everybody in chat, if you're in the U.S. and even if you're not in the U.S., you can enter the giveaway. But if you win, I can either redraw or it must go to somebody that's watching in chat or anybody you know in the U.S. that we can ship it out to. PLA, PetG, or ABS from Ziltech. I'll contact my rep. They'll ship it out Monday to wherever you're at in the U.S. One lucky winner today. I don't get nothing out of doing this. Every month they allow me to give away 3 rolls a month. So 3 out of 4 weeks, I'm able to give away filament 1 roll a week. So please do hashtag Ziltech in chat if you'd like to enter, and we'll do the drawing here in just a minute.
Kevin, I loaded all mine into my truck today to be delivered. But this when he's done here, he can put it up on the screen.
Lim,
you have an image, Jerry. Show your image, Jerry. I sent it to you.
Lim, did I hear you say like a couple weeks ago that they're going to let you all use the toys that were approved this year to be able to print all year round for next year?
Well, there's certain toys that seem to be carried over from year to year, like trains and so on. So last year they told us that the year previous toys were okay to print. So we started printing them. I started printing them early. So I've just started today, 2023. Because
we got 35 people watching. We've got 15 entries. We're going to do the drawing right now. So here we go. 1 drawing, 16 entries now. Last chance to enter.
Hashtag enter if you want to get in for it, guys.
Hashtag Ziltech.
And we got Papa Bear popping in. Hey, Papa Bear, how are you?
Hey, man.
Oh, no, call animal control.
Okay. Papa Bear.
We've had enough of that already as it is.
Hashtag Ziltech. Hashtag Ziltech, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Up to 18 entries.
Can you hear me?
Doing well. Yep, we can hear you. Yep, we can hear you. Jerry's about to draw his thing, that's all.
I'm going to win, so better all go
right,
home.
Here we go, guys. Doing a drawing right now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, draw.
Here we go. Daddy Wazzy, well done.
Wazzy, the creator. Hey, Daddy Wazzy, are you in chat? You need to be in chat and say something.
Yep, he's me. He's in there. He said it.
No,
yep.
I don't
Well
see
done.
him. I'm sorry, he's gone. Thank you.
Are you in the U.S., Daddy Wazzy? Are you in the U.S.?
Congratulations. Daddy Buzzy. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
Yep.
congrats.
He's in the
Daddy
US. He's in the
Buzzy.
US. Yep. He's in the US.
Here's my email. Email me or whisper to me on Twitch or just email me. Go over to zealtech.com. Check out their filament.
You're in the deep south coast?
And
Hey,
let me know
Don, how's
what
it
you
going?
like.
Yep.
And what type of filament, PLA, PETG, or ABS, and your mailing address. There's my email right here in chat, and you can email me, and I'll let the rep know, and they'll get it sent out to you Monday. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Well done.
You're very welcome.
You know, when I was living in America, I mean, I always hear about West Coast and East Coast, but why is there no South Coast?
Because it's just called the
Liam.
South.
Yeah.
It's the
William wanted to
South.
show a picture.
We're just
everybody.
in the
Let's check
South.
the picture out.
Gulf of
Which is called
Mexico.
the
Yeah.
South.
Well, you have the image, Jerry.
That's
We
called
actually
the
call it the third
Alright.
coast down here in Texas.
In Texas.
It's called the Gulf Coast, is what they call it. Down
That's
there.
just us being
it's
assholes, though.
called the Gulf
So
Coast.
ignore the mess. That's 3,173 toys all boxed up.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You got some trash over
That's
by
a
the
big
cabinet
mess.
there. You
There's
got to
trash
move.
everywhere.
Yep, yep.
This is the first time I've
Everybody-
seen my floor in 3 months.
Hey Nick, where are you? You said you mentioned Texas. Are you in Texas?
Yep, Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston. That's right. I think we had that conversation because I'm in Dallas.
So he can buy all the Zeltec real cheap locally.
There you
Hey,
go.
Papa Bear,
Yeah.
how's that awesome computer coming along you're building?
It's good. It's
Oh, hey,
right
Fotis.
here. You
Didn't
can't
see you
see
here.
it. But
See you later,
I don't know
photos.
if I don't know if I have another camera I could show you.
Take care, Fotis. Have a great day.
Bye, photos.
Take care.
Let me see. Hold on.
So I'm going to be staying with Nick or Kenda for the eclipse.
What?
You're gonna have a house guest, guys. Be careful.
They haven't been told yet, by the way, just until now.
Will they see a full eclipse down there or only partial?
And it's tomorrow.
No, it's April the 8th, 2024.
Yeah, my
There you go.
wife commented a few
You've
days
got
ago.
time to
that
move yet. You still got time to move, Kenda. It's okay.
Okay,
Lock those
okay,
doors.
good.
My wife made a comment the other day that Papa Bear looks like a really super nice guy. So,
Papa Bear is a
Papa
super
Bear
nice guy.
is a super nice guy.
Hi,
Just,
Papa Bear. How are
just
you?
watch out. The bear comes out in him. Watch out.
Yeah, just don't make me
Oh, the
mad.
animal control,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said.
everybody has that good and bad side.
You see
Yeah,
that
oh,
logo
yeah.
right there? He made that. He's awesome.
What logo? Where?
My
The logo
logo.
on the screen. The one that's on
Oh,
the screen.
up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
really
Yeah,
cool.
Here.
Oh,
that
sorry.
logo.
Here, let me do it again.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Nice, nice.
Let me change my camera. This is on NDI 3. Come
You
on.
froze.
He's swapping his
it's
camera
fro-
over.
Hold
so,
on, there it
yeah.
goes. It
I
should
think
come
he's
up here in a
just
second.
switching cameras over to
There you
the.
go.
There it
Right.
is.
Oh, look.
Everything's good
that.
with
Those are
RGB.
cool.
It makes it go fast with RGB. Yep.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
It's like a clean vehicle. If you got a dirty vehicle, wash it, it'll go faster. You better gas mileage.
Woohoo! Fancy.
Oh, It's got
Nice.
the Corsair all-in-one cooler. Yep, yep.
That's like the 4080 RTX. This thing is a freaking monster.
Where's the
Nice.
hamster to run to power
Yeah.
it?
I
It
got a
got
1080
eaten
Ti.
last discussion.
Oh.
It did? I don't remember that.
Last discussion.
Yeah, so it's basically it's got two
Was it
12
delicious?
terabyte drives down below. It's got about 6 terabytes of SSD storage. So it's pretty nice. This is probably the biggest, baddest computer I've ever built since I've been building my computers in the late 80s, early 90s.
You want to trade
Mine
for my
gigabyte
Commodore
thing lit
64?
up.
I've got actually up there on the shelf over here. See those Commodore 64s I've got there?
Oh, you're stacked
I don't
up.
need-
You're stacked up. Yep, yep. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I
Yep,
don't need
yep,
any
yep.
more. And then on the other side, you can't see the other side because it's closed. I've got like 5 Amiga 500s and 1200s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm okay on those. Thank you though.
I got a Commodore VIC 20.
I've got the white one right above the 1541. That's a VIC 20.
Kind of looks like
And then
it, yeah.
there's 2 Commodore 64s, and then I've
Yeah.
got I can't tell where they are up on the shelf. But I've got there's like a 1542 or 1541 2 drive that you can kind of see barely peeking out along with another Commodore 64.
I've been getting. I got rid of all that.
Is that your
stuff
puppy dog?
years ago?
Papa
what?
Bear, is that your puppy dog? A picture of the Labrador?
No, it looks just like her though. Let me see if I can get her to come in here. Hold on, Coco.
He's got a little chocolate lab too.
Coco.
She's saying, "I'm sleeping. Leave me alone."
She's probably laying on the sofa in the other room because it's raining here, so it's nice and everything out. So, Coco, hold on, I can get her. Hold on. Hey, there you are.
Oh, the puppers.
Oh, that came out good, Nick.
You see it? Good girl.
Well,
Yeah,
really
that's good.
Hi, puppers.
Oh, she's a
And that's the glass that you had, Nick. That was the glass that you.
a wine bottle.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's a wine bottle that we've been cutting wine bottles all day, and then we wanted to see what we could do on them. But that microfracture, like Liam was talking about, like I can't go any deeper than that. So maybe if I paint it, it will. But I tried to do like several, and it doesn't really make any difference. But I do dig that design a little
The
bit.
problem is when you fracture the glass, it actually scatters the light. So when the laser hits it afterwards, it actually scatters, it diffracts the light.
So you get one shot, right?
Yeah. But the how are you cutting the glass?
How am I cutting it? Just a glass cutter. I mean, like it's a bottle cutter.
Oh, you're not using the water method?
Well, kind of. I mean, I score it with the bottle cutter and then hot and cold to pop
okay.
it.
So you are using the water, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just sand it afterwards to polish it off. Yeah.
I've seen something, and I don't know if it's accurate, where some people have taken twine, soak it with a little bit of lighter fluid or something, and light it, and then get it hot, then put it underwater, and it cracks right at that seam.
That would work as well. But what he wants a clean cut, so by doing the with a cutter first, a glass cutter first to score it, then it cuts clean, and then you just polish the edge of it with sandpaper, or you can
get less of a you get less kind of jagged edges on it.
Yeah.
When you score it first, but it's all the same kind of principle.
I've seen others do it where you get thongs where they're actually curved, and they superheat them, and they put them around it, and they heat it up in the same way.
Oh, that's cool.
That's really cool, Papa Bear.
That was this is Kevin's K2 clip. I don't want you guys all know about that, so I'm not going to say anything more. It was like preliminary and then the final one, so I rounded the edges on the top. So, but that it's up on printables if you're interested. And then I've
nice.
Where did I put the other one? Oh, there it is. And then I made the funny thing is because from this design, this was the original first one I did, and then the second, then this was like what I released second or first before this, because I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I turned it into a snowflake just by closing up the gaps. You can see the differences a little bit there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Cool.
So,
I
thought it was
clip has spread. It's like a virus now. I said I like the Christmas tree and with the star, and there's actually decorations being released for the Christmas tree
Here's
as
a
well.
link right here, guys.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the K2 Christmas tree is really cool. I think Fixum Dude did that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah, that was
All right,
pretty
guys.
neat. And then
I gotta run.
Okay, take care, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Nick.
man,
Thank you
Bye,
very
Nick.
much.
Have fun
for
with your
super chat.
wine.
Take care. Very nice guy.
K2 COVID is the new variant.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, well,
So
that's
guys,
it. That's
this
it.
is what I'm
Growing.
doing.
All right, Matt, and
Oh,
throw you up
that's
on big
nice.
screen.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool.
are those
The
like
bees.
pepper hornets from
Nice.
Asia?
Bees. The bees.
Oh, no.
You know,
Jeez.
I did a lithophane like that, and I wasn't happy with the outcome, so I'm going to resin print it tomorrow,
All right.
so I can get it
Is that a-
perfectly clean.
Is that a globe? It's a globe there, Matt. The other one, half a globe.
Yeah. That's the globe, half a globe. I'm making. Hold on, let me switch over back to my.
Yeah, I can see South America on the right and Africa on the left. Yep.
I printed a very big.
Whoa.
Ooh, I like
wow.
that.
Atlas.
Yeah, and that was basically gonna be like this.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Right. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
It appears you need a vaccine shot just to actually be in chat with the stream, let alone being online on the stream.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Good God. You're a stiff drink.
You end up with all sorts of
Oh,
printed
dear.
diseases.
Oh, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that's it. This is a
Yeah, you can print fanatic, you know, and like. Oh no, she's already one, so she can join. We're all printer fanatics, aren't we?
Oh, we're it's we have other
Addicts,
words
we're
for it.
addicts,
The
we're
wife
addicts,
uses
yeah,
other words.
Fanatics.
I say if I didn't have printing, I'd be a drug addict or an alcoholic. That would be my choices.
Why-
it could be a
why
cheap,
ha- why do you have to
the choices
print,
could be a lot cheaper though, Ken. To think about it.
Why do you have to
Save a lot of
why
money.
can't you be both?
There might be some drugs that might be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, if anybody has a
exactly.
problem with your hobby and all your printers and stuff that you do, say, would you rather I'm gambling? Would you rather I'm at the bar drinking? There's a lot of other things you could do that's a lot worse than kicking back at home making stuff.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. I got one person who's
Thank you.
like, yeah, no more printing. You need to go to the movies, get out in the public. So I don't
Why?
melt in the sun. I know,
Why?
right? I mean, you know,
Why?
they were trying to drag me to a movie today, and then they started coughing, and I was like, and then they said chest congestion, and I was like, oh, I'm out.
That's
Go
it.
back
That's it.
home. Don't
It's all
come
those
near me.
people outside there, you know, all those disease, the great unwashed.
Yeah, exactly. Stay inside. Just become a
Yeah.
hermit.
Yep.
Live
Yeah,
on a
we,
farm,
like,
they said. It'd be fun.
You're talking about one being more expensive than the other. We have a joke in astronomy that if you ever want to keep your kids away from drugs and alcohol, get them into astrophotography because it's so expensive they'll be broke all their lives.
That's what we
Never
tell
be
them
able to
about
afford the
horses.
drugs and alcohol.
That's what we tell people about horses. Like, you want to keep your kids away from drugs, buy them a horse because it's the most expensive hobby in the world.
But it is the most amazing.
I don't know, man. I'll give you a couple. When you're coming up to Kentucky, come on. I'll give you a
I'm in Arkansas, so we could just like meet in Tennessee.
I'm just saying. Sometimes I'm just like, come get them.
Well, you
My
have your own
parents have
stables.
some-
They have to paying for stables is it costs a fortune.
That's true. I mean, we have our own place, so we don't have to pay for them. But
Yeah.
I just had to buy the hay. The
Yeah,
last
Daddy
load of
Wozzy,
hay.
I'm not seeing the email.
The vet bills, the grain, the molasses, all the good stuff. Yep, it all adds up.
Yeah,
Wheat
cheapest
feed
part of it's
and all
buying
the
a
good
horse.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
like
parents
they
had
say,
some
when you-
horses, and they were so much maintenance and upkeep that they couldn't keep up with it. And I tried to help them, and it's a lot of work. It really is.
But it's
Especially
amazing.
when cat box
I had
was
horses
bad.
my entire life. My mom had horses. My grandparents had horses. It was like in my family, and up until I had my first back surgery, then I couldn't ride anymore and moved back to Arkansas. I sold my horses, but yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was
so, you
hard.
know, I the only time I was horse free was when I lived in LA, and my parents still had horses, and then when I moved back, they bought this place, and I mean, it's been in our family for forever, like horses, but this place is just more recent, like about 12 years, and it's a lot of work. I hate it in the wintertime.
Wintertime sucks.
Wintertime sucks. I'm not gonna lie. So,
And I was in Kansas, you know, so like starting in September, water was freezing at night. So
oh, we don't have it like quite like that, but we do, you know,
Yeah, you don't
we've
get
had a
real
couple
winter down
freezing
there.
in October.
Yeah, you don't
On
get real
Twitch-
winter down there, though, Sarah.
I'm up to 500 followers on Twitch now with 11 subscribers.
Sweet.
What
was that, Liam?
What would you call winter? How cold?
It can get down to -5 occasionally,
Okay, now I got it.
but it's usually
That's
about
like our
10
fall.
to 15.
Okay, Daddy
Yeah,
Wozzy, I got it
yeah.
now.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, our late fall and into early winter is like that. Like we get down
Right.
to -35.
Yeah, we can't. The coldest it got last year when we lost power was about -5 one morning, and I didn't have power, and the fireplace was like just churning out, you know, heat, and it wasn't warm enough, and pipes were breaking and freezing. You know, the pipes
Yeah.
were breaking, but we didn't know they froze until it started getting warmer.
Yeah, when you thaw them, that's when they leak. Yeah.
Yeah, and
No,
then
here-
more started busting.
like-
So yeah,
At -5 here, guys are still out in shorts and t-shirts barbecuing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I don't kid you. There could be a foot of snow on the ground, And I'll have neighbors around here who go out in shorts and t-shirts with flip-flops.
That's my
No,
husband.
but isn't it more of a dry cold instead of a wet?
When it's at 5 degrees below, when it gets about -15, then it dries out. But
Okay.
before that,
I'll be right back.
it can be damp.
Because all the moisture's frozen.
Right?
No, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, the moisture
no.
dries and freezes out of the air, so it actually there's no you can't. The air is so cold it can't hold moisture, and it's a very dry cold. But you have to get beyond that temperature level before you reach that. But prior to that, humidity will still be there because Michigan has got a lot of humidity. You have to wait for the Great Lakes to get cold, and when they start freezing over, then the moisture content in the air nosedives because while they're not frozen over, they're emitting a lot of moisture right into the atmosphere. That's why Buffalo got buried recently because the lakes they got a cold front came in, and the cold front passed over the lake, picked up all that moisture, and then dumped it on Buffalo. That's how they got 5 feet of snow.
And the problem with that was?
No, I'm just saying that's why they got such deep snow, right? That's why they got such deep snow. So
what was the problem? It wasn't deep enough. Yeah.
Yeah. When the lakes, there's no ice there. When the lake freezes over, then there's no more evaporation, and no more evaporation means the air is dried now once it reaches us.
Yeah, the coldest I've ever experienced has been like -16 in Colorado Springs one time I was up there for work, and with wind chill it was even worse. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna live up here.
I've been out with my telescope observing for about 4 hours at temperatures of -28.
Oh wow!
You have to watch how things freeze and snap off. Gotta be careful.
I was gonna
I live in Arizona.
I was gonna show my turtles that I've been printing.
That's the subsector's addiction right now. Turtles.
This is my addiction. That's the large one, Chili. This is the medium one, and this is the baby one.
So cute.
I only have about 30 of them.
Like a million of them.
How did you get on with that reptile show, Kenda? Because you were going to go to a reptile show, weren't you?
I have those too. You want to see those too? I have lizards and stuff too. You want to see those? I don't
think she's gone yet.
I got all kinds of stuff printing that you guys don't.
Oh, you haven't gone to that show yet because you're going to go to a reptile.
I have.
Show.
Here's the lizard. Here's the gecko. I've got them all.
You should do the sexy alligators.
I actually have the file. Haven't got to it yet. But
And I don't know. I couldn't see your prints because I'm blind. But what am I trying to say?
What? We're supposed to know the answer to that?
I got Alzheimer's for a second. No, Matt Meyer makes is who you need. He does amazing reptiles.
I already have his Patreon. Yes,
okay,
his stuff is amazing. There's in fact some of these are from him actually. I don't remember which one is which, but I think is it this one? Yeah, I think
he's got an axolotl that's so cute.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
that lizard.
Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah, I have this one. This one I had a weird failure. I don't know, right on the tail. So I don't know. It was weird. It just didn't. I don't know. It was just weird. I pulled it off the plate and its tail came off, and I was like, "What the heck?" And it was just that one joint for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, I'm actually printing a python right now, and then Printverse also they just released an iguana last night. It's printing right now, and I've been checking it because I think I've got a partial plug.
Yeah. I see. It's printing okay. It's almost up to the head. It's starting the bottom of the head now.
Yeah, but it's.
I'm psychic.
I hear it.
I must be psychic.
I hear it clicking a little bit. He's printing on MakerDeck. I hear it clicking a little bit, so I've been checking it.
That could be infill, though. It could be the nozzle touching the infill.
Yeah. No, it's actually retraction. It's actually the retraction setting. I could hear it hitting, but it only seems like it's doing it on the infill. So I'm gonna let it.
But you're using silk, though, aren't you? You're using silk on that, aren't you? So silk. Because silk squashes when you go through the extruder back and forth, and so the distortion on it because it's quite soft.
Yeah, so I think
it could just be distortion on the filament.
Yeah, I think it's starting to clog. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's just. I'm just gonna let it run and let it finish.
It looks okay at the moment. It's still printing okay at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like it's printing okay, but I do hear it clicking every so often, and like right now, it's starting to click.
Silks look nice, but then that's about it. I don't print much in silk. I don't like.
I have noticed when like when I printed this combo, right? It was just like no issues, just like clockwork. But when I print silks, I do find that I have a little bit more clogging issues.
Yeah, well, it's just inherent with the elastomers they use in the silks for the gloss and all that.
I
they're
love
saying
silks.
I love
the silk itself, the actual
printing
filament
with silk.
distorts, and when it goes back and forth through the extruder, it gets squashed in one orientation. As it pulls back, it gets moved, and it's a bit fatter, and then it goes click back and forth. Yeah.
Also,
Hey,
on the gears on the Focus, I've noticed that sometimes it leaves little remnants on the gears.
That's from retraction. Yeah.
Right. And it rubs it off, and then it ends up getting in the gears, and I can switch filament and not know it. And then all of a sudden, I'll get this weird.
You get a spot of new color from somewhere. Yeah.
I'll get this weird thing going on, or I'll get like it's printing fine, except I'm getting under extrusion just on one area because it's slipping on that one spot, right?
Every now and again, it's good to open like every one. I do maintenance on my printer once a month, right?
Right, I do it regularly too.
But I take apart
with the focuses, that extruder in the Focus, the way it's oriented, it can pick up debris and sit there quite nicely in the bottom of that box.
It picks it right up inside the gear.
So I go through mine and I clean out the extruder gears and all. I actually take the gear off and I use a brass brush and I polish them out, clean them, and refit them again because they do get gummed up.
Yep, they do get gummed up, and especially when I'm running a lot of silks, especially.
Yeah.
So Jamie, all of these prints I've got going, and then I also have
really cool.
Between my Christmas stuff, I'm going to be doing. I've got a lot of magnets to do. So these are all magnets. I have the magnets. But
that's a Matt Meyer.
Yep, this is all Matt Myers. That's why I had to show him after you said something. So here's another guy.
The magnetic on those flexibles is great because you have no links to break. So you stick back together again.
So so this is another color. What else do I got in here?
Are you doing his Python?
Yeah, it's printing right now. Actually, I just had a failure
segments?
on it and I restarted it. I've been having issues on this one corner of the bed, so I switched out the glass plate, cleaned the glass plate, and switched it out. I think I got a problem with one of my glass plates. So I think on this corner I keep having problems. I think I just got to go check it out better. So so I've got all of these printed so far. So I'm going to be doing a reptile trade show selling 3D prints. So that's why I'm doing a lot of these. So it's in March. So I'm going to be, I just figured, I need to monetize this somehow. I got to come up with something. I got to come up with something. So a friend of mine who I gave one of these Matties to, the Mattie the Snake, that's from Sardak 3D. I gave it to her, and she is actually a reptile breeder. So she told me, she goes, you need to sell these at the reptile show. And I go, you're joking. And then she says, no, you would not believe what these people spend their money on.
All the kids that really want a snake. All the kids that want a snake or a lizard, and mom's like, you're not having a snake or a lizard, but here,
right.
You have a 3D printed
That's
one.
exactly what she said. And she says, you will make a killing. And I says, who's going to spend $40-50 on that Mattie the Snake? I mean, because really, to make it worth your while. Yeah. So I have this thing. Something's only worth what someone's willing to pay, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're selling it for whatever amount, right? So if you're selling it for 10, but some people might even spend 15, why aren't you selling it for 15? Right? So and it goes the opposite way too. But if people are willing to spend $20 on it, then I'm going to sell it for 20.
Right.
You know, I could always go down. I can't go up. You could always go down. So then that's when you throw in your buy two and get it for 20, get it for 30.
Get a free magnet head with it as well, or whatever. Yeah.
Get your booth right next to an ATM machine.
Right.
Have your booth right next to an ATM machine. Somebody says, I don't got any money, just point.
Well, I'll be able to take credit cards. So
I take PayPal. I take Stripe.
Here's my list. What do you want? You got Venmo, PayPal. You got plastic. Got it. Handled. So my sister owns her own business and she has a credit card machine and all of that. So I'm gonna run it through hers. So she's
you can sign up for a credit card. There's a credit card services like that you do through your cell phone.
Why would I want to? Yeah, why would I want to do that? I just use my sister's.
I'm just saying that
I would use my sister's.
Sometimes the pass-through fee, though, through her credit card service might cost more than going through Venmo.
No, they take
if they just send you money directly.
Well, what they do is they take a percentage of it, and then they take about 1 or 2%. That's how they make their money on the transactions.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, no, I know how that works.
Yeah, but she's already established for many, many years using this credit card company. She's charged nothing. I mean, she's literally charged.
Thank you, Sergio. Christmas money. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that.
Oh, that was super nice of him.
That's cool.
So anyway, I've already worked it out with my sister. So I'm just going to run it through her stuff, and then she'll just deduct the fees and send it to me. She's on this plan that's only costs a certain amount a month, and they don't take a percentage. But I mean, she runs a grooming shop, so I mean, she pulls in, I don't know, it's something ridiculous every month on the grooming shop. So, but anyways, we already got it all worked out.
Yeah, I have a square up, and I got it long ago when it was free. I don't know if they charge anymore now, but I got a square up. You just plug it into the jack on your phone, or USB, and you just swipe it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of phones don't have jacks anymore, though.
Well, no, they'll go over the USB-C, which is your charging port and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got it worked out. That's the least of my worries. I mean, I ran a business storefront many years ago too. So, I mean, I used to PayPal used to have one that you could just run through PayPal. They used to have one when I used to do street fairs when I was doing my embroidery stuff. So. Anyways, so that's what the turtles are about and why I've got a gazillion of them, because every time a color.
That's the excuse you're using anyway.
I love this turtle. I am not joking. This turtle.
She's not going to sell any of them. She's going to keep them all.
And it's like there's so many color combinations. So every time a color comes in, I'm like, oh, I got to try that on the turtle. Oh, I got to. Oh, well, what other color can I put on it?
The big one looks like a Fred.
Oh, it looks like a Fred. Which one? Oh, I've got right now my dining room table is just loaded with turtles because I got to sort through them. So, anyways.
Hi, I'm Kenda. I'm single. Look at what I do.
She's not the crazy cat lady. She's the crazy turtle lady.
I got a
plastic turtle lady.
She'll be like, "Come back to my place. I'll show you my turtles."
I'm not going to show you her rack that she has a wall binder.
It's bare as long as it's not touching cloth.
Yeah.
I really have a problem with this turtle. The Rogai Studios that did this turtle.
None of you's got that one. Obviously, it's not.
I didn't hear it. Sorry.
I didn't hear
it. As long as it's not touching cloth.
It's just
no one understands that one.
Westry one was giving me a hard time. She goes, "I'm going to start printing rabbits."
Yeah.
The amount of turtles I print. Anyways, I'm trying to wrap up the rest of the parts from the turtles that I have already printed.
Your daddy Wezzy got it good.
I'm trying to wrap that up. So we're hoping that I'll be done with turtles soon. I don't think so. Another color's going to come in. I'm going to print it.
We've got 32 people watching right now, 24 on Twitch, and 8 are on YouTube.
That's good.
Thank you, everybody.
Guys,
I'm going to actually have to take off really quick. I got to go meet somebody. So I just want to say hi and bye. Y'all have fun.
Talk to somebody about some turtles.
Well,
have an awesome day.
See you later, Sarah.
Bye, Mystery.
Oh, Recraft. Hey, she said hello to me in the chat. I'll give you a run too because I've got to feed my dogs and take care of all of that and go take my meds so I don't my gallbladder doesn't come screeching out of my chest. So I'm gonna go.
Well,
I gotta go take care of that.
Thank you very much for stopping by and hope you have an awesome day. When are you streaming again?
I will in an hour and a half.
Okay.
Any giveaways?
Oh my god.
An hour.
Any giveaways?
Not for you. No way.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. Oh, but I will say that Focus told me they ran out of resin. So Jerry, sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, they told me they ran out of resin, but they said I could do filament. So I don't know. Yeah, but basically, I'm really focused on the wreath contest because it's a big deal. Polymaker sponsoring that. So, so that's probably what I'm going to be focused on. I'm going to be trying to get stuff ready to make a wreath myself or rebuild the one that I had to tear apart because it was falling apart. So, but anyways, I do have to run. The dogs need to be fed. I need to be, medicated.
We all do, unfortunately.
Anybody that sends a wreath in should be sitting on a 3D printer or something so that a random person doesn't just Google wreaths on the internet and they find one from somebody in Timbuktu and they go, I'm going to enter this picture.
Well, so that's some of this stuff, Jerry. We it's gonna be monitored, and there are Google images that could be searched, so you could as well do that. So,
or if you're not sure about it, get an alternate picture or something to prove that they have it in their house.
Like you're holding it, type thing. So everything will be verified on the top 5. So there, like I said, it's going to be judged by real people, and the top 5 will be selected, and then there'll be criteria for that. So
I will be judged during execution, right?
Can I have a question for you? You said it's going to be judged by real people. How can it be judged by fake people?
It can be automatically generated, just that's a UI bot.
Well, I don't know. It's not just me. That's kind of what I was kind of getting at. But anyways, and then the final top 5 will be by viewers, right? So that's going to be a tough one to keep legit, a little bit harder. So, but all the votes will be verified. So we're coming up with some things to monitor that. Jamie, my mod, has been extremely helpful, and he's in the IT field and knows some things. So we're working on some stuff to make sure that it's going to be as legit as possible. So, but anyways, but yeah, it's a big deal and it's a lot of work. That's all I'm going to say.
An AI judge would be like a Stream Deck or Stream Bot, or Stream Yard, the giveaway tool I used earlier, or the wheel. That would be automated. That'd be, that wouldn't be a real person.
But AI would look at the image and examine it rather than just randomly choose.
Right.
Just get some of the regulars here, and we can be the judges on the panel, and we can argue why here live.
That's a good point.
I'll come to Saturday stream and I'll go, okay, guys, we've got some wreaths to determine on if they're real or not. That's very cool, Matt.
This looks like that came from
Can you open
Hobby
it, Matt?
Lobby. You're disqualified.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there are, there are Google images searches that you could do and drop
This
images.
is very heavy.
Find out if it's out there. So,
but honestly, I mean, to go buy a wreath, a nice wreath that would win any kind of contest from Hobby Lobby, you might as well buy the printer.
Some people would go to means to do that, though. You'd be surprised.
Because they're like $199.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. You just made me slobber all over myself when you just said that. But yeah, I mean, if someone was really going to go buy one, but there are some very nice wreaths out there, but you're going to pay pretty penny for it.
Top dollar for them, yep.
So, and to be able to try
no, Kevin, they're not.
Yeah, so anyways, I do need to run. The dogs are going to be hounding me. And oh wait, what is Papa Bear got all of there?
Here's my
wreath, the Lego wreath, which is a cool wreath. Yeah.
Is it a Christmas tree?
No, Lego wreath.
The Lego wreath that you basically put them end on end, and it makes a circle, and then you put on the little baubles.
Oh, so you're going to enter my contest?
I didn't plan on it, to be
that
honest.
Needs to go on my house.
I mean, I can put this in there, but there's so many people that'll probably print
you
this.
Seen that before? Hang on.
STL, please.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, it's on printables. So, but basically, you just kind of put it all together, end on end. My fingers renegotiated here.
Goodness.
And then you just make a circle with it.
I've got the link. I've got the link here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice.
Actually, this would make a nice picture frame too. Put my ugly mug in the middle.
Yeah, the link's in chat.
Yeah, but you could hang other little things on that. Put some garland on it, and
yep.
There's
when does your thing end on the 16th, or when is it?
The latest the deadline for entry
Thank you,
is the
Karen.
18th.
You're welcome.
Okay. I mean, I've got a lot of LED lights and shit too. I can pimp this out.
Pimp it out. Post it out there. Why not? Got everything to gain and nothing, nothing.
I'll get like a little Arduino. When you push a button, it'll be a ho ho ho, bitch.
Yeah.
There's a link in the chat to what Kim was talking about.
I mean, I printed this thing probably like about a month ago, to be honest. But all the little bobbles, they're
Different colors. Yeah. Pop them in there, different colors.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You can didn't you see Westry One? She posted out her wreath. She put a bunch of
Brett's printing one at the moment. I noticed Brett's printing the wreath at the moment, all the bauble parts at the moment for it.
Oh, for this one?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice. It's simple but nice. It's
effective.
unique.
It's simple
cool.
and effective. Yeah, very effective. Yeah.
Well, I gave one because I've been going to physical therapy for my knee, so I've been friends with them, and I take them like a print every week. So this last week it was one of these like half the size that I took to them, and they're like, "That's so cool." And the week before that was like Halloween leftover stuff, so I gave them some of the Zoe 3D ghost and jack-o'-lanterns.
Yep.
So. But yeah,
nice.
I'm gonna be
all
like,
right, I want to see your entry. You got until the 18th to get it uploaded.
All right.
I know you're.
I want to see that printer done. When are you gonna get Franken printer done?
I don't know. I haven't had time, dude. I've been focused on this gallbladder surgery thing.
Oh,
and
you're gonna have to have surgery?
Come on, Ken. They get your priorities right.
Okay, and I had to work. Okay, so yesterday. So listen to this. I have a story to tell. You guys are gonna crack up when you hear this. So my boss is micro controller. Yeah, it's bad.
Microboss.
It's just bad. I don't even want to, anyways, hopefully it's not watching anywhere. But anyways, so
if he's watching,
I'm just clipping that now. The clip's now been done, so that's fine. Yep, that's okay.
So yesterday I was online at midnight working till 2 a.m. and then I was up at 6 a.m. checking on some other stuff. And he told me I still had to come into the office. And I said, I could work from home. Why don't I just work from home? He goes, no, you are full-time in the office. You requested to be full-time in the office and you need to come into the office. And I says, no, I'm working from home. And I emailed his boss and I said, I'm trying to clarify this, blah, 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 blah. And I got a response from his boss. Yes, Kenda, I will work with him. Go ahead and work from home.
The luxury of having your boss halfway across the globe from you, nobody answers to you and you can do what you like.
Yeah, my boss is in Florida. He talks to me once a week. And that's
my boss is in California, and he bugs me every.
I talk to my boss,
and he's probably working at home himself.
In about 2 months, I never talk to my boss.
You don't let your boss manage you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the guy's a new manager. I mean, he knows what he's doing when it comes to tech, but my gosh, I swear, I just will not.
Maybe he should have stayed at tech because he doesn't have the soft skills for a manager. It seems.
Yeah, exactly. He should say tech because he's always in my business, and it acts like I don't know what I'm doing, and it really frustrates. But anyway, so yesterday I worked from midnight to 2, got up at 6, and I didn't get offline till almost 8 o'clock last night.
Sounds like you work like I do.
Yeah, when I work, the days I work, believe me, they get Stephen. They get more than their money is worth. I mean,
you must be paid, Stephen. Yep, fair enough.
You need to manage your boss. I've had bosses in the past who are like that, and I've walked into their office. Like in person, I walked into their office and said, "You're not micromanaging me. If you keep hounding me, you're going to get less work out of me. So you shut up, get out of my way, and let me do what I'm doing."
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've gotten in trouble. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it's not getting in trouble. It's putting them in their place because if they're micromanaging you, they're slowing you down.
Well,
you're getting in their way.
Yeah. Well, so what happens is what some people don't realize about me. I've worked for owners of companies and VPs my whole career, and this is the first company where I'm not reporting directly to a VP. So he thinks I'm afraid to go say something to the VP, and it's like, I'll march my butt right in there and I'll say something.
I know where the office is.
I know where the office is. I know their email. So I think he's just learning that, I'm not going to conform to your ridiculous, micromanaging. We call it micromanaging on my
team.
They
do like at my company we do skip level meetings. Basically we talk to the directors above our managers. Do they do that where you're at too?
There's a confidential I'm gonna put this confidential.
Supposedly.
Never confidential.
Kendi is now updating your resume because she has to. She's just got a new job and she got.
I'm not going anywhere for now, and I kind of found out what I could do to avoid it. So yeah, so it's all good. It's whatever. I think he's just trying to find his way. I think he'll figure it out. So, anyways, I do have to run, guys. But thank you so much, and Jerry, thank you for letting me promote the contest, the wreath contest. I really do appreciate you. I consider Jerry my other brother. I've already got 3. I just add him to the list because we talk to each other and chat like I do with my brothers. So I do appreciate you. Anyways, everybody have a good one. I will chat with you all later. Thanks, Jerry.
Bye, Kenda, and hope you get better.
All right, I will.
Have a great day.
I gotta run too, y'all.
What?
Have a great day, Jamie. Hope you start feeling better and we see you more online.
Do some yard work before the wife comes home this week, so I've got to clean the yard up. She might notice.
Take care, Jamie.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
She's been away for 6 weeks, so the place is, how we say, cleaning. What's that? It's optional.
Yeah, now you have to sandblast the house.
Yeah, basically pressure washing. Yeah, get the pressure washer and hose it, open up all the windows and pressure wash it. So that's my job. I've got to go take care of some of that now. So I'll catch you guys later. Cheers, Jerry, and I will talk to you
Jerry.
guys
Thanks
later.
for stopping in. Hope you have a great day.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Ciao,
Bye,
man.
Brandy.
You just made her day.
Yeah.
And then there were 4.
Oh,
What do we get to talk about now?
you trying to stab everybody by poking your camera.
I had to move it because I felt like I was like leaning over here to the side.
Oh, man. So I have not this week. Next week I have a presentation I have to do, a NASA presentation. Actually, I have 2. And then that following weekend, I won't be on, Jerry, because I'll be at the Henry Ford Museum again doing a presentation there.
That's in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
They've asked me to come back down and do one. But I'm hoping to have the James Webb. Hey, Tim. I'm hoping to have the James Webb thing done by then so I can bring it with me.
Oh, I thought it was the other Tim.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I'll have it done by then so I can actually bring that down with me. It'll look really cool when it's finished. I have everything, all the paints are delivered except the gold. The gold I'm waiting on. I should get the gold one Tuesday. I should get the cold paint.
Here you go, Matt.
But
print a litho on the X or on the Y. I'd say on the X, but I think you always said print it on the Y.
Yeah.
If it's a single one, yeah.
I always figured less movement on the X because the bed's not slinging back and forth.
Well, but the motion of the bed has a lot more momentum going forward and back. It's actually better to put it thin ways on the X-axis and long ways on the Y, because on a bed slinger, all that motion is moving. If you're doing that fast, if it's turned the other way on the X
it starts to wobble on top. I tried it.
Yeah, you have a lot more momentum there, so that's harder to dampen out.
Yeah.
I'll put it front to back on the printer on the Y.
Yeah, that's why you put it. That's the Y-axis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you have a big enough border, the border will stabilize the picture.
Mm. And yeah, you don't want, because if you lie on the Y sideways, like along the X, that when the bed is moving forward and backward, it acts like a sail, and it actually causes it to wobble.
And you get little lines in it, and under extrusion and layer shifts, all the possibilities.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
Here's that diorama I'm currently working on right here.
That's going to look great when it's painted, Jerry.
Yeah.
Are you going to airbrush it or paint it by hand?
Both. It depends what the part is. I'll probably end up doing most of it by hand. That look really good.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't do painting. I'll paint the walls in your house for you, and that's about. And I'll paint your gate or your fence, but that's where I stop.
Oh yeah, behind you, the Toys for Tot train that you showed Wednesday. You want to talk about that or show that?
It's just the Toys for Tots logo. I didn't make it. I printed it, but I didn't design it. It's basically a layer change. It's you basically change. I stopped at layer 20. I stopped and I printed. I changed color. But this is the Toys for Tots train. That's the
Hey,
logo
lots
for
of
Toys for
train.
Tots. And it's 3 separate pieces. And it's easy enough to print. It's only the walls are 4 layers thick because I want them good and thick layers on it. But it came out really nice. And when I'm doing the drop off of the toys on Monday, I'll load up all the boxes at the where I'm dropping them off, and I'll put the logo on top of it that I printed, and then get photographs because the IC3D one who run the Toys for Tots 3D printing program. I want to get photographs of that with the logo on top first. So that's why, and I printed it as big as I can to get it all on the print bed in one. I have an Inner 5 Plus, so all of those would just fit on the print bed at that size. Because the logo itself is small, but I scale it up to fill as much space as possible. But it came out nice. It's an easy layer change. You can do that for anything as long as the outer walls, like if you want text to be different color than the on top than anything else, as long as the text is actually higher elevation than the rest of the part, you can just pause, do a filament change, and then do a print with the new color. It's easy to do it. You've done a lot of that too, Matt, haven't you, with those signs you've been doing?
Yeah. Filament changes on a certain layer height. Yeah.
And there's some with your printers, you actually can put in G code to pause that layer.
Yeah.
And you can do that, or you can manually do it. In my case, I just manually did it. I said, okay, it's high enough. I want to change the color over. I just paused the print and the head part over to the side on the X and Y. Took one filament, loaded the next one, extruded, make sure it was extruding, and then brought it back in and then ran it slow for the first piece of it to make sure that I got good flow rates on the first piece. And then that was it. It's easy to do. If you haven't done layer changing, it's easy to experiment with. And it's actually, you get a nice effect with it when you do it, like that 3-dimensional effect, which is nice.
Don't start to do a layer change on your first print on a big piece. Try to do a little piece and then do a layer change on that, and then try to repeat it on.
Actually, it depends. If you got a direct drive extruder, right, it's hard to do in a Bowden tool. But if you have a direct drive extruder, you can actually, to do a filament change, you can slow your print down to about 10% or 15%. Really slow it down. Push the gear in the extruder. Pull out the filament, push in a new filament, and just keep going. And you can actually get a layer change on that. Like I've done that for filament. If I on a direct drive, if my filament spool is about to run out and I want to switch colors or whatever, or switch to a different spool, slow the print speed down so your head is slowly moving.
Does not work with the focus.
And just it won't. Yeah, the focus. Well, you can. There's a button on the front of the focus you can push.
Yeah, but if you press that button, you press the offset. You basically offset the print because you moved maybe the print head because you pressed the button. Because the button is so hard. The button is very hard to press.
It is hard to press. I would agree. You should have put a little bolt in there, a little screw in there, a thumb screw, so you can push in it. But I've done it with others. Like I can just, while it's printing, really slow the print down, like especially over infill. If it's printing over infill, slow the print down, push the button, pop out the old film, push in the new one while it's doing infill. And then just get a little purge to infill, and it'll bring in the new color, and it works perfect.
Yeah, it's better to stop, pause it. If you have a pausing mechanism in your printer, it's the best way I think to do.
Yeah, but not all firmware has the pause layer enabled.
Yeah, the older versions.
No, even modern printers, the guys who compile the firmware don't turn those functions on. I've seen it being done that they haven't turned on the pause layer on some printers. So the pause or filament change automatic does not work in some printers.
Wow.
So some will have pause, but it won't have the filament change where it actually automatically retracts and you feed in the next. But others and some do. But I just find slowing it down, especially over infill, slow it down during infill on direct drive, not Bowden. But because if you do it on Bowden, it takes too long to get the filament out and back in again. But on a direct drive, slow it down over infill. While it's doing the infill, bring it down to about 10%, so it's going really slow. push the button, pull out the filament, feed in the next one, and then it'll just keep. You might skip a little bit of layer in the infill, but who cares? It's infill. Nobody sees it.
On the CR10 Max, it's really easy to do that. I slow it down to like 10%. Hopefully it's doing infill at the time. And then I just squeeze the extruder. I yank it all the way out. It is Bowden. Shove it all the way back into the nozzle. Speed it back up. It takes a couple seconds. Then it kicks back in.
Yeah. Again, with hard, it's you can do it, but it's a bit harder with Bowden. On a direct drive, it's very, very easy.
Yeah.
Because the filament path is so short. You just have to have the second spool ready to go. Pull out one, get the next one, start feeding it in, and then get your spool and hang it on the spool holder, and you're done. It's really fast on the direct drive.
Sounds complicated.
No.
I'm joking. I understand it, but my point why I said that is on Prusa. The neat thing about it is you can just in the slicer itself, at least on the Prusa printers, you can tell it put a pause and then tell it to eject the filament. It moves the head. It remembers where it was, and then it does it really nice, and then it changes it pretty easy without any kind of drama with it. So it's pretty foolproof. Part of the thing too is like when I imported this into Prusa Slicer, and the same with I can't remember what version they started it with, but basically it'll say, "Hey, that looks like a logo. Do you want to do a color change on it?" And it automatically figures out the layer between the top and the base around it. And then it'll do a slice with a color change right there for you automatically.
I don't use Prusa Slicer, so
yeah, Prusa Slicer's nice. I know a lot of people don't either use it or like it or whatever, but it's even some of these options are even in Super Slicer because they're branching off from Prusa, so that same feature is in Super Slicer.
Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
I don't like the Prusa Slicer because I don't like. I think it's old.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Llama.
It's
Tom Llama. Hello.
I think their UI is very dated. I don't like the UI. It's clumsy to use. I find. I prefer Idea Maker out of all slices. I go with Idea Maker, and then if not Idea Maker, I'll go to I use Cura because Cura has some functions that Idea Maker doesn't have. So for certain instances, I will use Cura over Idea Maker for certain things. But
I tried Idea Maker and I just couldn't figure it out right, and I just didn't have patience for it. Cura is my last ditch effort. But honestly, Prusa Slicer for even like for my CR10 or even my Voron has been just good for what I'm doing. So
Idea Maker is constantly updated.
Yeah, the only one that probably doesn't update more is Prusa Slicer. Prusa Slicer does more a year, but Idea Maker gets updated almost quarterly.
Yeah, they're really good. And the good thing is they listen to the community. So if you ask them for functionality,
modifiers on all the slicers now.
Yeah, but if you ask them for functionality, they will try and get it into it for you.
Yeah.
Really
I've made suggestions. One of the things that held me to Cura for years and years and years, where I do a lot of like practical print structural ones. Cura has an alternating shell, which no one else had. And what that does is it locks your infill. Every other layer, it overlaps the infill. So it locks the infill, makes a super strong print. It's amazing. You can cut your shells down, do the alternating infill, and boom, you'll have a stronger print with less plastic because it locks the infill together. I suggested it to Idea Maker. Within a month, they had it in their next update.
The one thing I love about Idea Maker, out of all the slicers, and I've tried all the slicers. Out of all the slicers, Idea Maker's standard stock, no modification supports, are the best in the world. They come out so easy, and I mean, like here is. Let me show you this. Here's a piece I printed recently.
They come off better.
They came out without any issues.
I'm gonna see you guys later.
Better.
I'm gonna head off. You guys
all
have a good night.
Take care.
I do like placement with Prusa Slicer better. I like the new paint on features. I mean, it's nice you can click and fill them in with Idea Maker, but more than once I've gone into Idea Maker and needed to like fill an area. And the bad thing about Idea Maker is it's kind of like Cura. The one thing I hate about Cura is supports, because you say supports, it just overfills them. Even if you set all your angle, it just puts way too many everywhere, and they're a pain to get off. Idea Maker puts way too many everywhere too. Even if you set the pitch higher, sometimes it won't put them where it needs them at that point, and it just becomes a pain in the butt. All of them, their autofill sucks.
Yeah, but look at this. This part this support came out really clean.
Yeah, and the bottom face is cleaner with Idea Maker generally.
Oh, beautiful clean bases with supports in them. It's fantastic. And that was printed like this. And you did when it was done, you just basically catch it with your fingers, squeeze it, and pull, and it came out.
They come off better than anything
Fantastic
else.
supports.
There is a catch to that. It only really does that at 0.2 layer height. If you start using like I do 0.4 and stuff, you got to screw with it a lot more.
I haven't done that with the larger layer. I generally do 0.2.
I print mostly like. I'm not worried about it looking pretty. I just need it being structurally sound. So I print it 2.4 or 0.24 or 0.26, sometimes 3. But anyway, sitting there and clicking each individual tower with Idea Maker gets obnoxious. And there's no way that I've found where you can like just drag and drop a whole bunch of them at once. It's either all or nothing with Idea Maker. But their support is like if I want to do custom supports.
Okay.
If you do automatic supports, it always puts too much or not enough. If you do custom supports, you got to sit there and click each and every little tower, which takes time if you have like a big item you want to do.
Yeah, if they added paint on supports, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or even these are custom supported. This was a custom support, and I just had to click this area, and I had to click this area, and that was it.
Yep. And it's a lot better at bridging, I think, too, because I've discovered I don't even do supports anymore all the way. Like, I'll do it, and then, I know I can go like an inch with a certain material at a certain speed. So I'll just put like little rows of supports in instead of a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, its bridging is very good.
Yeah. Idea Maker's just, in most cases, it's a better, and the interface is just better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have IDEX machines, and Idea Maker was written for IDEX machines. Yeah. So for IDEX is fantastic.
Yep. I haven't played with the belts, but supposedly that's really good for the belts. I don't know why more people don't use it.
Yeah, I have 4 IDEX machines, and they just get better prints when I do Idea Maker for slicing for them. Like this was done on the Maker Pi IDEX machine. It was only used one extruder, but it was on the Maker Pi IDEX machine, and it came out fantastic. So
very nice.
Yeah, no, I really like Idea Maker. It's become my favorite. Other than there's a few things that Cura does that Idea Maker doesn't do, and I need to talk to the guys about getting it added. There's an outer wall wipe function that it doesn't do very well. Cura does it where it actually, when you're printing with PETG, you want to print the part, and then when you're done, before it moves on, you want to clean the nozzle before it jumps, so it's not oozing when it jumps over, right? Cura does a really good job of outer wall wipe, so it wipes the nozzle before it jumps, before it does a move.
You can do a wipe with Idea Maker.
It doesn't do it as well, though.
You just got to set it longer. You just got to set it longer. I used to think that too.
I've extended. It doesn't do as good a job.
Yeah.
Cura does a really good outer wall wipe. So, if I'm doing, let's say, a multiple PETG parts in the bed, I'll slice with Cura, because its outer wall wipe gives a really clean print. Whereas if I'm doing a single part, I'll always go to Idea Maker is what my go-to. But and if I'm doing PLA, it doesn't matter. But for PETG, when I'm doing multiple parts on a single build platform, I use Cura because its outer wall wipe is nicer.
Yeah,
better results.
People don't realize just how powerful Idea Maker is either. There is literally nothing you can't do with it. You go into they see the basic interface, and it is a little complicated, but if you click on that freaking, individual thing and you get in that window, you can literally adjust every single setting at any point, anywhere, any layer, any segment of the freaking print. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do with the custom settings in that.
I've used the modifiers where you can change your infill density, which is really nice based on the layer height. That's really nice. That's really nice.
They have that automatic now. They have that kind of.
They have adaptive infill now, yeah. But
Yeah.
if you want to customize it so it's thinner on the bottom and then thicker on top because you have a roof and something, adaptive infill will do that for you. Or you can actually do it yourself. Where you can actually say what layer you want it to start getting denser and denser material.
Yeah, but if you go into the per model or the groups and layer settings, if you go into per layer setting, you can literally, there's not a setting you can't change on every layer.
No, I'm a
there's
fan.
just so much you can do. It's
Super
just way
Slicer
more.
Oh, Mr. Diesel, hello, how are you?
Oh, haven't seen them in a while.
SBC 3D, hello. How goes it?
Bruises Slicer is pretty powerful too. It's gotten way better.
Well, Super Slicer is great. It has all the options turned. I mean, it's got 1,000,001 options. The problem with Super Slicer is, especially for new people, it's got 1,000,001 options, and they get lost.
Yeah,
it's good and bad.
It's not even that they have 1,000,001 options. The thing I never got about Prusa Slicer, and I get why they did it, but their whole printer window, and filament window. And a lot of those settings that are in like the printer window and the filament window, I think, are backwards. Like some of the stuff that are
why
in the
even have all the windows? You can do it all in one. That's a waste of. It's bad real estate. It's bad UI design. I'm a product manager for a software company. If one of my engineers give me a UI like that, I would say no way. I would berate them. If one of my engineers give me a UI like that.
There's stuff in the print that should be in the filament, and there's stuff in the filament that, and there really shouldn't be two. Like you said, there should be two windows. There should be a printer window, and there should be a settings window.
Well, it applies. The KISS acronym really applies. You should keep it simple, right? And by having it all, it is all broken out and all tabbed out, gets really complex. Having it all on one screen and have the options to be dropped, pop open windows along the side or whatever, that makes it so much more streamlined. And all modern UI is done this way, and that UI is just outdated. They need to revamp the look and feel of it. The technology in the back is fine. It's the front end they need to fix.
Oh, pretty good, Mr. Diesel.
Yeah,
just working on a couple different projects.
It's not great either.
No. Simplify 3D really had the best interface originally. It's just, what a piece of crap that is.
5 years old now.
I'm working on this model right now, resin print.
It's been 5 years since they've updated anything. It's been over 5 years now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, 5.5.
But I mean, Idea Maker and Simplify 3D are similar interface, similar operating.
What projects? Jerry's working on that model. I'm about to start a James Webb Space Telescope setup.
And if you really want to go into like a weird new that's actually not bad freaking slicer, try Craftware. That is
Craftware is great. Now there's a downside to Craftware. There's a downside to Craftware. The really nice functioning Craftware you have to buy.
Yeah, there's a lot of the pro stuff that
I know a buddy of mine's got a Craftbot. He has a Craftbot printer, an IDEX printer, right? And it's a great printer. And if you go with the free version, there's some nice add-ons to it that you can automatically do. But with all of their faster printing and advanced printing and all those other, like they have a whole pile of additional stuff they can add on, decrease the material you use, and all this optimization, you have to buy, and it's expensive. And you have to pay per year.
Yeah.
It's $300 a year or $400 a year.
That's crazy.
It's not really worth it. I was playing with it. I haven't really gotten into it again, but I was playing with it the other day, and I didn't see anything in the advanced I really gave a crap about.
No, but if you print with the settings, you print with one printer, and you print it on and then you use a Craftbot slicer, you will see faster. You will get better printing out of it. But they are the Craftbot slicer, the Craftware slicer is great if you have a farm of Craftbot printers and you pay for the support to create for the optimizations. It's worthwhile, right? Because they are there to support you. But if you're going to use the slice on another printer, but you can do some custom printers now in it, the problem with it is you have to pay for all the advanced functions, and you you just miss out on them. And why go to a slicer that has advanced functions when you have to pay for it, when there's other slicers out there where with a bit of tweaking you can get there, right?
Well, I printed something just stock, and they let you custom load a printer now, which is nice. They never used to. The first time I used CraftBot, I had to hack a CraftBot and made it into this printer, made it think it was this printer, which you could do before, but you had to hack it. But I just threw it in there, did the very basic settings. You know, I know my speeds and my all that crap that I have in my head for this thing, and it spit out a really nice print. I don't know what I do with it.
Yeah, but you get better prints actually, and you use less material and faster prints when you pay for it.
What are you printing right now, Tom?
Yeah, maybe. Huh?
What are you printing right now?
A adapter for my jointer. This one's too short. This one's too fat, so I need to make it in between these two.
Cool. Oh, that's for the air duct?
Yeah, for the vacuum.
Yeah.
I've been using this for years. The problem is it's a little, for one, it's too short. It doesn't really grab because I got a mobile hookup. So you stick it on there and it sticks on there, but after a little vibration, it pops right off because it's too short. And I was thinking, not only too short, but I was thinking it was a little too narrow. So I made it a little bigger without checking it and printed this one. And this one's too big. It's too big of a diameter. It doesn't go on there all the way.
Print the TPU sleeve to go over it.
I always print them in TPU finals. These were both demos because it's cheaper to print on PLA.
I don't have any reviews.
Was a demo originally that I just never replaced because it sort of worked.
Adam Stack emailed me the other day about a 5-watt laser if I'd review it, and I looked it up on YouTube. The laser came out 8 or 9 months ago, and I said no, don't want to review it. You know, I've got a lot of 5-watt lasers. If they want to send me their new 20-watt that they just came out with, I'll review that one. But I don't want to review another 5-watt that came out a year ago. So I said no.
There's a 20-watt coming out of Comgrow this month.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
They have a new 20-watt. I've seen the documentation of it. You do have to add a new controller.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob. They have to change the controller and new power supply because the one that's there will not handle it. So there's an add-on that you have to bolt onto the frame, and they had the instructions cover how to set it up, so it feeds a new 20-watt laser, and it has got built-in air assist as part of the 20-watt. It's included as part of the laser.
I wanted to review Bamboo Labs. I wanted to review the new P1P, but that didn't happen. That went absolutely nowhere. My channel's not big enough.
Yeah,
and I'm not. Well, two things. My channel's not big enough, and I'm not exciting enough to make it magically happen with the small channel. So, oh well. When I get the money, I'll buy one. I plan on getting a Bamboo Labs when I have the money to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the one, the only, the great Rob Mink. Da-da-da-da. Hey, Rob, how are you?
Thanks for the introduction, Jerry.
How's it going?
Great, thanks. How are you guys doing?
Good. Trying to keep out of trouble and not succeeding.
Good to see you. How are you and your bird doing today?
Thanks, I'm doing well. I'm exhausted. I was sick Wednesday and Thursday. There's the bird. And so I was playing catch up today. I was climbing all through an attic and pulling wire and setting up a phone system and a network and everything else in a building that didn't have any infrastructure. So that was fun.
An attic with insulation, right? Blown in insulation?
Fiberglass, laid fiberglass insulation.
That sucks. You get it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all itchy, and I took a shower, but
you'll still be itchy.
It won't. If it gets on your skin, it's there. It's there for a while.
It'll be a while.
Because it sticks into the skin. It buries itself under your skin.
Yep. No, I've been doing.
An easy way to get rid of it. People don't realize.
Silly putty.
There's a real easy way to get. Nope. Actually, silly putty does work, but it's too much of a pain in the ass. One of those lint rollers.
That helps.
I always get it like right here where the sweat builds up in your arm. And you move it and you feel it. If it gets in the back of your arm, you really don't notice it. It's annoying, but it's right here where like the contact or in the joint. You just take a lint roller, one of those tape peel off lint rollers, and you rub it back and forth over your arm. It pulls all the little fiberglass hairs out of your arm. It'll pull real hairs out of your arm too if you got it. Your hair.
I do have that problem.
Yeah, But you know what? I'll take the hair pulls to get rid of the fiberglass. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
One of those, you know what I'm talking about? The cheap freaking
the sticky rollers. Yeah.
On the handle, you just roll it.
Yeah, it's masking tape.
Cat hair. You get a cat hair off your clothes.
Yeah.
Yep. Same thing. Those work really good at pulling that crap out of your arm.
And make sure you lint roll your clothes before you wash them, because if you don't, it'll be spread to everything that you own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I've done enough fiberglass in my time. I worked construction when I was younger, so I know what it's like, and putting in fiberglass is the worst.
I really wish they'd come back with the encapsulated, because it used to. I would spend the extra money. I always spent the extra money if I had say in the job. When I was doing all my own jobs, encapsulated.
Yeah, now it's only papered on one side.
Yeah, well, it's a different company. It was white. What the hell was the company name now? I can't remember. Lowe's used to carry it a lot. But it basically it was a plastic instead of the paper for a vapor barrier. But on the back side, it had Tyvek wrapped around it. But it was like super duper duper thin Tyvek. You could almost see through it. But it still let the fiberglass expand. But it didn't, when you cut it, you didn't have fiberglass everywhere. I loved the crap. And it was a little more expensive, but in an average house, it usually cost me like $500 more to insulate a whole house with it instead of freaking Owens Corning. I was like, yeah. And at the time, this was years ago, R13 was the standard for a 2x4 wall, which is what we built back in the 70s and 80s mostly. This was R15. It was a denser fiberglass too. So it was always worth, if anyone's like, oh, it's going to be an extra $5,000 or $1,000 to freaking insulate my house. I'm like, yeah, but you're going from R13 to R15 for that money. It's going to pay for itself in heating costs in 5 years' time. Like,
why didn't you go with the blow-in insulation rather than the fiberglass? Because that actually has more heating. That actually has better.
They use blow-in in attics, and they don't use blow-in in walls. They just stick it in place.
No, they do blow-in in walls.
Yeah, they do blow-in in walls.
Yeah,
I hate blow-in. Nothing.
They do blow-in, or they also do expanding foam in walls as well. Where they inject it in with a hose. They actually put a hose in there and pull it up through, and it actually expands and fills all of the gap in there.
That can be sprayed in.
Yeah, so they do both. A buddy of mine's got. He had a really old house, a 1920s house he bought, and he got all blow-in done in the walls.
That's what unless you strip it.
Yeah, but I have others then who got the injected expanding foam in there as well.
You can't put wires in that.
You can, but what you could do is, if you needed, you could run ducts and then use it. If you're in a new house, on an old house, the blow-in is fine. Yeah.
I hate blown-in insulation. As a person that 90% of what I did was remodeling, I hate blown-in insulation. The only thing worse than that was that vermiculite freaking blown-in insulation. That little itty bitty freaking styrofoam BB.
No, they don't. Now they use
cut into a wall and that crap just comes pouring out on the floor.
Yeah. No, now they use a fiber, which is actually better. It's actually kind of a paper type of fiber. It's way better.
It's actually cotton, most of it now.
Yeah, but it doesn't get as messy.
It still settles, so you always end up with a void at the top. It's hard to pack it in there proper. It's hard to not overpack it, which people do with fiberglass too. But don't get me wrong, blown-in is actually one of the best, economic insulations. Dollar for dollar, you get the most.
It is,
but it's either rock wool or fiberglass for me, man.
So, what's new, Rob? What have you been working on in the 3D printing world?
I've been mainly trying to keep up. Baby Belt's about to hit 10.2. Some major or minor revisions, minor revisions and stuff like that. Figured out new belt material. We're using iron-on patches with cotton on them instead of carpet tape and paper backing, which makes it a lot more robust.
like hem tape.
Like iron-on patch stuff that's like 4 inches wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes awesome belts.
It's a grid. And it melts under the iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's hem tape, but it's just wider version of hem tape is what it is.
My only problem that I have with it is it is more likely to slide on the rollers than it is to. Oh, thanks, guys. Than it is to tear. So if you get a really stuck print, the belt will just stall. But it's not too bad. I've been working on. I don't know if you know Josh's Recreator, his filament puller that turns soda bottles into filament.
Yes.
Yes, I'm working on a custom Arduino board for him. So you don't have to use a $30 Ender board or anything else like that. You can just slap an Arduino with a $5 PCB on there with one stepper driver and go to town that way. So it's, $10 solution instead of a $30 solution, then, another $10 for a screen. And been working on my pellet extruder, but not getting very far. Mainly I've just been keeping up with work, like my day job and my family and stuff like that. My son has been consuming more of my time than usual. So
are you still planning to use the hardened steel drill bit for as your auger?
I'm thinking about it still. Yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot. I don't think I had enough cooling last time I ran it, and it caused the whole thing to overheat and glue up.
All right.
I was able to get the filament down there using the drill bit, but like I said, it just I didn't get it jammed before anything came out the nozzle.
That's the problem I've been having lately.
Stuff jammed before it comes out your nozzle.
Yeah, he was talking about printing, not your personal
TMI. No. I've been doing Toys for Tots and getting stuff to sell at cost up at a local artisans thing. Wow, it's a lot of Toys for Tots.
That's my Toys for Tots.
Holy cow! Holy cow!
Now I like 2/3 of that is mine. The 2,100 I made, and the others came from other makers. The other 1,000 came from other makers in Michigan that sent me stuff.
Wow.
So that's in the back of my truck right now, and I'll be delivering it Monday morning to Toys for Tots.
Nice.
I was hoping to do it today, but they were out. They weren't at their drop-off point today. They had a big pickup they had to go out to. So we scheduled I'll pay them a visit on Monday morning instead.
Nice.
And I have the Toys for Tots logo.
Liam's house takes the boxes of Toys for Tots, and it's like raining Toys for Tots toys in his town for the next week.
It's gonna be there's a lot of them. Like I told her, she said, "How many toys do you think you'll be sending to me?" I said, "Oh, I have a final count," and she says, and I said, "It's 3,170. What was it? 3,173 toys."
And that's not counting each wheel on each train. It's all
no, that's counting the completed models. And she was kind of taken a little bit back by that, which is good.
Yeah.
Here's Charity Makers right here on Twitch, guys. If you want to check them out, I'll share the link.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
So Matt's under doing lithophanes and stuff, but I've already started 2023.
Wow.
So I'm right now doing the small little turtles. On the very last day, the printer I was using for trains and stuff, on the very last day, which is like yesterday, when I was 3D printing, when I was doing the toys, and it was my last day, my last printing, it was going to be my last print on that printer for this year. The filament came loose from the bed and gunked up all the way around the Holland. 6 months non-stop printing, 0 issues. I mean, it would print, I take the parts off, hit go. Print, take the parts off, hit go. No issues. 6 months. Last day, I gunked up my Holland and I had to go and clean it out. I cleaned it this morning.
Oh,
so and other than that, I've been doing trains because I have all the trains and the perfect profile for trains set up on that machine. So now I'm back to doing. I have some PETG that I need to build a profile for, on that machine, which I'll probably do tomorrow.
Here's my friend. When I get a hot end clog, pull off the gunk and start scraping it off best that I can while it's hot.
I heated to about 180 because it was PLA. I heated to about 180, 185. so it softens the material, and I break off the heavy stuff, and then bring it up to about 215, and whatever's left over, I wrap a paper towel around like a screwdriver, and I wipe it all off. Then that's all I do. I don't cut anything. I don't scrape it. When it's hot, I just wipe it and all clean, and then you get a clean heat block out of it.
Yeah,
I clean my nozzle every print with a piece of folded paper towel.
That's what I do, but this one gungs up around the hot
3
end.
years old. I haven't used See, I don't have that problem because
This was my last printout. It's in 6 months. So what I did was I cleaned it off, and that was the first time that printer gave me problems in over 6 months. So I cleaned it all out, the heavy stuff, and then I just used the paper towel. I wrap it in paper towel because 1, for cleaning, I can throw it away, and 2, paper towel is non-conductive. So if I get near the heater cartridge wires or whatever, it doesn't short anything out, and I just use that and it just cleans it all out. It's really good. But you don't want to get too hot, because if you go over, like, the first lump of it is there, if you heat it to about 180, it actually warms the plastic, so it can actually peel off in chunks and not ooze. And then then whatever's left over, you raise it to melting temperature to polish it all off, to clean it all out.
Unless it gets caught up the wires, but yeah.
No, I got a small bit got caught in the wires, and I actually used the snips to break. It was actually, I got it to the point where there's a lump on the wires that was moving, so I actually used the snips carefully, and I broke it into chunks when it was cold. Because when you cut it,
more layers.
What are you printing, Llama?
It's just an adapter for my vacuum going to my joiner.
Hey, that's not bad.
I've been using the same one. I did like I was saying earlier. This was just a demo I did way back originally when I did it, and it sort of worked. So I just used it.
Jerry.
And I modified it this morning, screwed it up, made it. I was like, I need to make it a little longer and a little wider because it's loose on here. I made it too wide, and then I actually said, screw that, I'm not printing the whole thing. I printed a little demo to make it sure it would fit, just like a third of the thing, and it fit perfectly. So now I'm printing it in TPU.
Did you ban that guy, Jerry?
Yeah, it's taken care of.
Dating online, woohoo!
Well, a couple of weeks ago.
Why did he bother? What is the?
A few weeks ago when that happened, I asked the people online to not read chat, and then that's the first thing that happened. Like, Mom, they read chat. Just ignore them when they pop up. I ban them.
Actually, but send a link to Llama. He might need it.
Yeah.
No, I'm too old for that crap. If I can't play with it, there ain't no point in looking.
Oh, that's funny. 3.5 hours, Jerry. I need to go for dinner.
Yeah, I need to do a raid on somebody. Let's see who we got here.
Candace said she's coming online around now.
I see how it is, guys. Drucker, Jimmy the Bush, Maker Deck, Lone Mountain Knife Company.
Is Kendra not up yet?
No.
She said she was going to be on.
In a couple hours, she said.
Okay.
Lone Mountain Knife Company. I haven't. What?
Llama's print stuff.
Oh, cool.
TPU,
Lone Mountain Knife Company. I haven't rated him in a while. Kale Strucker. I've rated him before. He has a great channel, German channel. He rated me last week. Kale Strucker. Let me pop. I guess we'll rate him. Yep. So, thank you everybody for the subs, the likes, the follows, the bits, the super chats. I appreciate it.
Don't forget the Orion capsule from the Artemis one is landing on Monday morning.
Oh, Monday morning's flight
live on NASA Live.
Oh, cool! I'll have to check that out and everybody. So we're gonna raid Kale Strucker. Everybody say hi, share some love, let them know how you went. Thank you very much for joining us on Twitch and on YouTube. And like each and every Saturday, I'll be back Saturday 1 p.m. Pacific. Liam is on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific. If you'd like to check out Liam on his Hangout, I'm usually over there every week also. And we're going to raid now. I'll run my exit, and then we'll be out of here. So everybody have an awesome weekend. I really appreciate everybody that's been here.
Thanks, Jerry.
Ciao, guys.
See you guys. This thing in.
And as soon as I don't see my raid happening here.
It went.
Take care, everybody. Have an awesome